Dan.
Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Yo, listen, this is the best wrestler alive, Platinum Max, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Nunzio, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, and you're watching We Are Wrestling podcast.
We Are Wrestling podcast. Check them out, man.
Stay tuned, listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie might teach you a thing or two.
We Are Wrestling.
And if you don't listen to it, then it's one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Featuring your host, Best One Dog, Danny Huckins, Ring Circus, and Dan Eddy. We are wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What is going on, everybody? Danny here, man. 1/3 or 1/4 of the We Are Wrestling podcast, whatever way you want to look at it, man. We have a lot to go over today. It's been a crazy week, I guess. A lot's happening in the world of pro wrestling, and we're gonna be getting into it. Dan Eddy, man, how's your week going?
It's pretty good. Weekend was let's say it wasn't my best. And I am a little tired this morning, but I had my coffee and I am ready to go. How are you guys?
Oh, it was a great weekend for me. Whose house? Rams house, baby. But before we get into this awesome episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast, which is live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over on the best wrestling YouTube channel, the We Are Wrestling channel. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're ready, and you're listening to this episode wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever. Leave us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download this episode and give us a follow. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube channel where you get the best professional wrestling content, live episodes of the We Are Wrestling podcast. Get to hang out with us every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live watch-alongs for all the WWE PLEs and AEW pay-per-views, and of course, specials, reactions, extras, vlogs, everything pro wrestling. And you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers. We recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know the grind is real.
Let's go, man. I'm fucking pumped. I'm amped up, man. I'm hopped up on caffeine. Let's fucking get into it.
Yes, sir. Which we might as well talk about the elephant in the room, because I know, Dan Eddy, you did start off the intro by saying it was a shitty Saturday that you had due to your Packers. You want to talk about it real quick?
You're gonna make me talk about it now? Oh God.
Caleb Williams with the cheese grater.
So for you,
I hope we don't lose to them this
or
week.
you guys football fans, the Packers played the Bears. The NFL is its oldest rivalry. And it was a playoff game, so win or go home. And we were up at half, 21-3, and that's like, 3 scores behind. And they just came back and we fucking collapsed. It's the same thing every playoff game. Last 5 minutes or so, we just shoot right downhill and collapse. And I'm not gonna lie. So long story short, I bought a 4-pack of those high noons, the vodka seltzers. I only had 2 of them, and I mixed it with water, just to like water them down a little bit. Those last 2 after the game, I just drank straight, and I drank the whole 4. I was only expecting to drink 2 of them. I was pissed.
I don't blame you,
all day
man.
Sunday. It's like if your guys' favorite wrestler loses and you had so many expectations. So it's the same equivalent. But yeah, good luck, Donnie. You guys play him this
I was
Saturday.
gonna say, man,
Sunday night.
imagine that, like my Rams lose to the team that beat you. Oh, that would suck for the both of us. So
Yeah.
hopefully my team could avenge and we can get revenge on those nasty, disgusting grizzly bears.
I can go off for another hour, but I know this is a wrestling podcast, so I don't want to.
I'm so happy I'm not a sports fan because I don't give a fuck about any of this.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. One thing that I'm sure Dan Eddy and probably every We Are Wrestling Maniac that doesn't live in Philadelphia is proud of. The 49ers whooping the Eagles' ass. Bye-bye, Philadelphia Eagles. Fly away.
You know who doesn't like that?
Huh?
You know who doesn't like that?
Who?
Nikki Bella, because she's dating that 22-year-old from the
Yeah, Cooper DG.
Wait, she's dating Cooper DG?
Yeah, she's dating Cooper DG. Yeah.
That
So guess what?
motherfucker.
I love Nikki Bella, but sorry. I'm sorry, but just like Cooper DG'd, she can fly away.
Bro, Nikki Bella was the Divas champion when he was like fucking 10. She's rocking the fucking cradle.
Yep, he was playing with her action figure growing up. But we got some maniacs here in the live chat that we got to show some love to. We got Alex Johnson in here. What's up, everybody? Acknowledge your number one We Are Wrestling Maniac.
Acknowledge me.
I'll consider you a number one We Are Wrestling Maniac if I see you in the live chat this whole episode. Not for 25%, because I'd be paying attention the whole.
Or if we're just talking about Liv Morgan.
And we got Tyrus in the live chat. Grind is real.
Tyrus, my fucking guy, bro.
Grind is real. Josh Toy Show. What
Josh!
Always good to see you, my guy. Hope to see you at the toy show in Queens coming up in February. Because I have to be one of that. But besides football, how was your weekend? Well, Danny, you don't even care about football, but how was your weekend, Danny?
My weekend was good, man. What did I do?
I can tell you what you did.
We had a yeah. I hung out with Slim Shady, man.
Guys, this whole fucking week since episode 190 last Wednesday, this is all Danny's been doing. Is sending AI pictures, not just to our We Are Wrestling chat, but to my personal DMs. I can't, he knows how much I hate fucking AI.
Goes
and he's been sending me shit every day.
AI Slim.
I can't stand AI.
Hey, I mean, bro, our faces are on point for being AI, man. Like, if I sent that picture to somebody, like, they had no idea what fucking AI was, they'd be like, oh, shit, you actually hung out with him?
I would love to ask the Maniacs in, like, one of our community tabs and see if they actually believe that you met Slim Shady.
I have a photo of you punching Donald Trump.
Yeah, we're not going to show that for many reasons. Honestly, all I did over the weekend was watch football and clean my studio, catch up on some toy unboxings.
I attempted to make a photo on there of me choking you out in a wrestling ring, but it just AI generated two fat dudes wrestling. Like it couldn't get our faces correctly.
Oh man, I feel like AI does have a hard time with like my face and stuff because whenever I try to like do something quick, like for a chat GBT, like a last minute graphic design, like they just can never get my face right. They do a pretty good job with you guys. Especially Ben.
Grok is so much better than fucking chat GPT.
It is ruining lives, and Danny's supporting it. So guys, you can blame Danny for AI.
Do you know how many content creators use AI in their thumbnails, whether it's like to do like a certain design really quick or whatever, and then they fucking enhance it within Photoshop? Like, I guarantee you, I want to say about 85% of content creators, they use AI in their thumbnails. There's no way you can do the kind of stuff they do quick and pump out as much content as they do without using it.
Well, what's going on, Chevy dude? I'm sure that profile picture right there is not AI, and that's the way to go. But now let's get into some wrestling because that's what we're here for. Live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we might as well start things off with the power of the poll. Every week, we tell all our subscribers, all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that tune in, to go to our YouTube community tab over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. We put up a new Power of the Poll every Wednesday morning, and we give you guys 1 week to vote. And we had a great ambulance match between Damian Priest and Aleister Black a couple weeks ago. So I thought, let's go back and ask you guys, what's your favorite ambulance match? And here are the results for this week's Power of the Poll. And Shane McMahon versus Cade won by a landslide. 71% of you guys picked their match at Survivor Series 03, while 15% picked John Cena versus Kane at Elimination Chamber 2012, and 7% tied with Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose on Monday Night Raw, first episode of 2015, and 7% for Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman at Great Balls of Fire back in 2017. What are our thoughts on this? Do we agree with the Maniacs?
Part of me agrees because, like, you know, Kane, like, around, especially around that time, I would imagine this was like around 04 or whatever. You know, he was sort of playing that like psychotic character when he would like
2003.
You know, he would get brought out in like handcuffs and shackles and shit like that.
That was
like
03.
he was like a monstrous human being around that time. So I mean, I can agree with that. I don't really like. I vaguely remember the match just because it was so fucking long ago, and you know, obviously you can't watch it now because fucking Netflix sucks at uploading episodes. But you know, I would agree.
WWE YouTube channel. I think they have that whole show on there. Probably.
Yeah. Quick YouTube search.
YouTube search
on the Vault channel.
Yeah, they've been posting like full show stuff,
Or just some random
years.
You know,
I don't know.
Daily Motion, maybe.
Daily
Motion.
It's still a thing.
Daily
I know it is. Do you agree, Dan Eddy, with this?
I don't. And no disrespect to the Maniacs. I think the margins are just way too wide. I personally voted for the Wyatt and Ambrose one because just thinking of those two wrestlers individually, they're more of that, you know, like chaotic kind of
like
hardcore psycho wrestling arsenal. And I think as an ambulance match, that was like kind of fire. And the Kane versus Shane, I can understand it because, you know, it's Kane, like Danny was saying, like when he had that character gimmick back then in 2003. But as far as the winner, I would say they got it wrong in my opinion, and also the margins are just way too wide. I think the Wyatt and Ambrose one should have been a little higher, at least more than 7%. It was.
I would have taken the Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns one out, and I would have replaced that with the Aleister Black and Damian Priest one from the recent SmackDown because that match was fucking fire, bro.
Yeah, that
was,
kind of recency bias, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why it wasn't in there. But I will say, like, all four of these ambulance matches were very good in its own way. The Braun Strowman Roman Reigns one, especially during that time where it was pretty hard to watch WWE, they did have a very good storyline building up, leading to this big ambulance match that they did have.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, I do agree with Kane and Shane McMahon winning 71%, because obviously it's the first one. And I remember this vividly because I think it was my first or second ever wrestling show I attended. It was a WWE house show in Springfield. And the way that they were doing the house shows back in the day, leading up to the pay-per-views, they would have these guys work with each other in the ring. So Kane and Shane, they were wrestling in steel cage matches. And that's how they would get their reps in the ring to build up for this ambulance match. So I got to see Shane and Kane at one of my first ever WWE shows as a kid, going against each other. So it just had like a little bit of more of a special place, seeing them actually compete in the first ambulance match. But I also did really like the Kane and John Cena one as well, because this is when Kane first came back with the mask in 2012. So I'm okay with the margins being the way they are.
I just find it hilarious that the top 1 and 2 options on this both involve Kane. But, like, I mean, back in the day, that's what made house shows and, like, non-televised events or whatever so important. Because, like, instead of just going out on TV and having the match or whatever, you're allowed to like go on non-televised event, try some things. You're able to see like how you flow together in the ring. You guys, come up with your spots during the non-televised show, bring that to the televised show. I feel like that's what's missing in today's product is they don't get any reps and they can't really like try different things or whatever with each other in the ring, unless it's on TV.
But I do feel like at the same time, it's also pretty hard for WWE to do more house shows like that because it is a missing art. I agree because I really enjoyed going to them growing up. But at the same time, especially with social media the way it is, we would just know so much. And then the matches would be more predictable than they already are, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I also get like the reps, I think, are very important, especially for younger performers that don't have much experience. And listening to Chris Van Vliet's podcast with The Miz, really good listen, by the way.
I haven't checked it out yet.
Miz talked about Dirty Dominic Mysterio, how he's the last one to actually have to go through the house shows, working with the main event guys. And that's why like he is just so polished.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you that Miz interview, have to watch it. You have to take that hour and watch it. So
I'll check it out.
Oh yeah, I love the guy. I love the Miz. I can't stand what he's doing in wrestling now.
Same here. Same here.
Miz is one of those guys that like, he's built up a lot of he's built up a lot of equity within the company. And like, he's had championship titles, he's had main events, he's had all this.
2-time Grand Slam champion.
He is right now at that point in his career to where it's almost like his job to really like
put the new
over
talent
the new
over.
talent. Like, notice how like they had him face guys like Ilya Dragunov, Tommaso Ciampa, like fucking Carmelo Hayes, like a lot of these newer guys that are coming into the system. They're having him work with Joe Hendry now.
Hasn't won a match in 23 months. I wish
Miz you being a stat guy.
I know, right? I wish Miz would be a manager for somebody. I wish he would go into that role like MVP did, because I think MVP did it at the perfect time of his career. And I think Miz could definitely benefit working with somebody as like a manager. But at the same time, like he is still valuable as a wrestler too.
I feel like
kind of understand why they have him doing what he does.
I feel like MVP did that though because he was banged up with injuries or whatever, so he couldn't work to the caliber like Miz. Like, for all the faults and for as much as we don't want to maybe see him on TV, like, the guy, like, he hasn't lost a step, I don't feel like. He
hasn't lost a step at all.
He wrestles the same now as he did, back in, like, 2014, 2013,
Miz is so good, and that's why I kind of understand where Dan Eddy is coming from, because, like, they aren't really, like, yes, he is putting over people, but at the same time, if you want to further a feud, maybe give the Miz, like, a win or two to like really solidify the importance of beating a Miz.
It's almost predictable at this point. Like if you see the Miz, something's going down, he's going to get his ass beat. Stay, get your ass beat. You can stay to get your ass beat, and you can stay, get your ass beat. For those who know, it's just something different every once in a while. Would be nice.
Byron Cutler, what's going on, bro?
But yeah, also here we have about the power of the poll. Tyrus here. Honestly, Damian Priest versus Aleister Black was better than Roman Reigns versus Braun
Damian
Strowman.
Priest and Aleister Black, man, that match was so good, and like they built it up so good throughout the show.
But nobody topped Shane versus Kane. I think we could all agree with that. Definitely.
Yeah.
John Cena, Kane, only one I remember. That was also a really underrated one too for that time.
Also, Kane versus Shane was like you guys said, 2003. So that was almost still right at the beginning of the Ruthless Aggression era. So like they were still like a lot more ruthless than they were in like 2012 and stuff like that.
That is true. But yeah, Kane versus Shane McMahon. I think we all could agree probably the best ambulance match. But next week's power of the poll, this is a good one, and I hope you guys really take the time to think about this, because we asked you guys, out of these 4 options, what would you bring back to the WWE? Money in the Bank at WrestleManias, the WWE Network for only $9.99, SmackDown versus Raw, the brand split, where a Raw guy stays on Raw, a SmackDown guy stays on SmackDown, or the unique pay-per-view stages. You could only pick one, and you have 1 week to vote. This is going to be a fun discussion next week on the We Are Wrestling pod.
That's going to be a hard one. If I had to vote right now, it would be the stages or whatever, just because I feel like back then, like each PLE had like they had their own personality. Right now, it's it's literally the same stage just with a different graphic on it. You know, like there's no life to the PLEs anymore.
This is a tough one. I can't even give you an answer. I have to really think about it.
Mine was relatively easy. I went with the SmackDown versus Raw because I think that is what we're missing nowadays. It just seems like two completely different shows these days, and you have this feud here, this feud there. Maybe they tie in with each other every once in a while, but the shows, I feel like, especially now that they called up like Jordan Grace, Obafemi is going to show up soon. You know, Javon Evans. You know, they have all this younger talent nowadays. Like it's the younger era. The like right now, like. I think half of I'm ballparking here, but I feel like half of the roster nowadays for both Raw and SmackDown are on the younger side. And I feel like that's bringing in the classic like SmackDown versus Raw, or even mixing with the NXT. Like there's so much talent within the three brands. You can almost kind of modernize it, but still have that classic like nostalgia feeling.
But there's also an argument for the TLC ladder match being at WrestleMania. You could have
not TLC, Money in the Bank,
or Money in the Bank. You could have one on one night, and the second one on the second night.
And well, boys, we're gonna talk about it next week in our Power of the Poll. And Brian Cutler thinks it's going to come down to Money in the Bank ladder matches at WrestleMania and SmackDown versus Raw. But a couple things we need to plug before we get into the highlight of the week. We are wrestling for our Getting Put Over segment that will be happening in 2 weeks for the Royal Rumble predictions. We're going to be putting over Royal Rumble 1998. So if you are a regular listener of the We Are Wrestling pod, if you are part of the live episodes, we really encourage you guys to rewatch this entire Royal Rumble because this is my all-time favorite one, and we're going to break it down and talk about it. And of course, put it over, and then we'll give it a rating like we did for Survivor Series.
I'm probably going to end up watching it on Tuesday. That way it's fresh in my memory for Wednesday.
Another thing, Royal Rumble watch along will be happening on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel Saturday, January 31st. It's going to be an afternoon show, so I'm not sure if the living room is going to be sold out because people do have lives on a Saturday afternoon, but I will be there live for a watch along for the Rumble. I know, Danny, you'll be over on your channel doing a watch along as well for the Rumble. So we hope that you guys flip back and forth to the both of us. And Danny will be defending his We Are Wrestling Predictions Championship in 2 weeks during our Royal Rumble predictions versus myself, the best one, Donnie, and Dan Eddy. And we will explain all the rules and everything next week on the show, because there is going to be a lot more ways of getting points, especially with the Rumble having entrance number 1 to 30, surprises, and of course, winners and stuff, surprise returns, all that good stuff. So there is going to be some rules. We'll talk about that next week on the show. And
Josh, real quick, Josh, me and Donnie, I'm going to be live on my channel for tomorrow night, and Donnie's going to be live here on the We Are Wrestling channel tomorrow night for it's a big night for TNA, man. It's a big night for TNA, and I'm not going to miss that for anything. So
honestly, good looks, Josh, because I did forget to advertise that. We will be doing a live watch along for TNA, the first episode on AMC. So if you guys want to hang out with me tomorrow night, you can come to We Are Wrestling. If you want to hang out with Danny, you can go over to Danny Huckins.
Yeah, both our streams open up in 2 different browsers. You'll be good.
Yep, you'll be good.
Back and forth.
Go back and forth. But another thing we want to advertise, Blitzkrieg Pro. We Are Wrestling. We sponsor Blitzkrieg, a independent wrestling company in the Western Mass area. They're going to be having a show on Saturday, February 21st. If you're not in the Western Mass area, you can actually check this out live on IWTV for the WW Network price of $9.99. And We Are Wrestling, well, myself and I believe Rage will be in the house for the show. And I believe within the next couple weeks, we'll be announcing the match that we're sponsoring. But Isla Dawn has just got announced for Blitzkrieg. So I know the faithful are very excited to see her. I know I am. So she'll be wrestling at Blitzkrieg. And I think it's time. I think it's time to make the announcement. We were talking about it last week.
Oh, yeah.
And it's time. So, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. It's confirmed. It's happening. We Are Wrestling Podcast episode 200 will be taking place live Wednesday, March 18th here on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. And we're not going to be doing your ordinary episode where you're going to get the highlight of the week, the weekly news, the TV recaps. Those will probably be in just the extra for 200 because we have a special guest that will be joining us for We Are Wrestling Podcast 200. And I cannot wait. And I hope that you guys make this a thing because if we get a great turnout here, we could start bringing in more former WWE guys, professional wrestlers, larger-than-life superstars. We want to give you guys the opportunity, the one-on-one experience. And
this is just the beginning, bro.
This is just the beginning.
If there's any live episode at all that you guys tune in for, it's going to be this one.
It's got to be this one. So,
Danny, let him talk.
We Are Wrestling 200. We're bringing in former WWE superstar Zach Gowen. Will be joining the We Are Wrestling Podcast for a special interview live here on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. A part of this special moment. He's very excited to join us. I messaged him, told him about the opportunity because he's somebody that I've always been such a big fan of going into the early days of Ruthless Aggression, the first one-legged wrestler to ever sign a WWE contract. And he has a very inspirational story to share. And I think it's going to be a really fun interview one-on-one. We're going to let you guys, if you want to ask questions, send in super chats. It's going to be a really cool, awesome experience that we're going to try to give you guys. So Zach Gowen is coming to the We Are Wrestling Podcast for our 200th episode. Doesn't get bigger than this. Our biggest guest to date.
We're gonna be talking about how he got into pro wrestling, what he did before pro wrestling. We're gonna be talking about his feud with Brock Lesnar, his feud with Vince McMahon from Vengeance. I mean, you know, it's gonna be awesome. How he got the theme song from Cree or Seether. Like it's gonna be big, man. We're gonna be going over all of this.
He has a very good story, and I think this is gonna be an episode that guys you are not going to want to miss. Zach Gowen will be joining the We Are Wrestling Podcast for a special 200th episode. And I hope you guys are just as excited as we are because this is a big opportunity for us to continue to grow what we're building here.
March 18th, man. Write it down.
March 18th, Zach Gowen is coming to the We Are Wrestling Pod. I cannot believe this. Beyond excited. But, we got Tyrus here in the live chat. It'll be quite an experience to get Zach for the pod. Oh, yeah. And we want to give you guys the best experience as well. So, like, we're hoping that we can have you guys send in super chats, asking questions, anything you want to ask Zach. Like, we want to give you guys that opportunity, give you the floor. We want you to let him share his story live because this is not just like an experience for us. It's going to be an experience for all you guys as well. And if it turns out great, we're going to, keep bringing in people periodically and try to continue growing this.
Yep. 100%, man.
Absolutely. All right. Well, with that being said now, besides that being the highlight of the week for all of us, what is our highlight of the week in the wrestling world?
I gotta go with probably one that we're all thinking about and one that like we sort of talked about possibly happening last week, but we were like, we wanted to happen, but we were like, yeah, they're never gonna end up fucking doing that in a million years. Drew McIntyre winning the WWE Championship, man. Like such a massive moment, something that we wanted to happen. We weren't sure if it was going to, especially this close to Royal Rumble and Mania. But I mean, bro, like they threw a wrench in the fucking system and it needed to happen.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's your highlight of the week, Dan Eddy?
So I wanted to go in a different route because I knew we were going to talk about Drew at some point.
We will.
And I'm going to keep showing the female wrestler some love. And I'm going to go with that quick segment with Stephanie Valkyrie and Raquel Rodriguez. If you guys don't know, Raquel Rodriguez has never had a singles championship. And that's kind of crazy to think about. They're giving her career at NXT.
NXT, she did. She was NXT Women's World Champion. Yep.
Oh, okay. And I was mistaken on that. But ever since she got called to the main roster, maybe that's what I was thinking. She hasn't won a singles championship yet. And she's been doing the Judgment Day thing too. And it's just two powerhouses going after it. And unfortunately, like Valkyrie is like currently injured. Although we keep hearing it's not that serious of an injury, but I think they're playing along with it. So hopefully she gets healed up in time for them to actually start wrestling each other. And if it's kind of those things where you want to root for Raquel, but you kind of expect them to keep the belt on Valkyrie. So it'd be interesting to see how that turns out. And that the heat between the two, like, you know, like having the Latina heat and all that, you know, the jokes aside, that is starting to become like a real feud. And I love how they diverted Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez into the tag team division.
Me
so
too.
That
I
way
like
it's only Raquel versus Stephanie Valkyrie. And
she's
sure they're going to interfere once, you know, the match starts, whatever, what have you. But have them being in the tag team division, you know, doing their thing, and then having Raquel going one-on-one with Stephanie Valkyrie to prove that she can hold her own. I think that's more in it when you think about it more. The more you think about it, it's like, okay, yeah, this might actually work long-term, like past WrestleMania even. So
I like it.
I had to keep on showing some love.
And I also really like it because it is like it's a cool sink or swim moment for Raquel, especially after like everything like she's gone through like outside the ring. I feel like she definitely deserves this opportunity, and she's starting to really capitalize on her popularity there a little bit, especially like working more bigger ever since she got critiqued by Kevin Nash instead of being like 90% of the wrestlers that are in the business right now.
Yeah.
Just making excuses and stuff. She's actually listening. She's actually listening to the critiques that Kevin Nash is making, and she's actually going out there and pretty much like taking his advice, and it's working. Like now she's in the world title program with Stephanie, and I think right now she's really holding her own. And honestly, I wouldn't be upset if she actually takes the championship from her. I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be upset either, because I know Stephanie Valkyrie will have many more opportunities later on the road. And I think they're, as a creative whole, they're starting to make the women's titles, especially the tag team titles, more prestigious, more like interesting nowadays, because they have like 8 teams going after the tag titles. And we have Stephanie Valkyrie and Jade Cargill and like these powerhouse wrestlers that can hold their own. And we're just kind of interesting to see what's going to happen this year. Because I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but Raquel Rodriguez was one of those wrestlers that I was going to watch this year and see what they do with her.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm impressed with what she's done. But getting into my highlight of the week, obviously Drew McIntyre, but I'm going to come up with another answer for second place because we're going to talk about Drew McIntyre, of course. I'm going to have to say that interview with Chris Van Vliet with The Miz, I really, really enjoyed it. And just hearing The Miz's perspective on things really makes you actually think and wonder. And as somebody who is usually on his toes, somebody who tries to understand from somebody else's perspective what's going on, somebody who is never really firm on something, really listening to The Miz on some of his hot takes on this episode of Chris Van Vliet's podcast made me really think. And I feel like everything he says, like about being underappreciated, this and that, is so true. And this is an interview that like I like have always had love and respect for The Miz because I'm a huge reality TV fan, and I saw the man on Real World, saw the man on The Challenge, Tough Enough. So I've always been a big Miz fan. But now to like actually get to hear his story and like reflecting on his 20-year career in the business, I have so much more utmost respect for this guy. And he is going to be a Hall of Famer one day. Love The Miz. All right, let's share some of the highlight of the weeks from the We Are Wrestling Maniacs here. We have Alex Johnson, my highlight of the week, our Liv Rock winning, and Stephanie McMahon's What's Your Story podcast with special guest Liv Morgan. Haven't got to listen to that yet. Let's change the World Championship on weekly shows more. Yes. I love unpredictability. Josh Toy Show, my highlight of the week was Braun Breaker putting his hands on Adam Pearce this past Monday on Raw. LOL. Braun keeps getting better with his work on TV, and I see him as the next face of Raw. I agree. I think everybody will agree with you except for Rage. I don't know what his hatred is for Braun Breaker. Maybe he just doesn't like a Steiner. Maybe he doesn't like math. That's
Probably
what it is.
He is bad at math, so.
Tyrus, I was expecting Cody to win, yet since the Drew heel aura 2 weeks ago, he changed my mind. Oh, we're going to be talking about all of this, man. And we might as well, before we get into the TV recap, let's give you guys a little bit of a lineup to what you can expect on this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcast, episode 191. So with our TV recap, we are going to be talking about a couple new AEW signings. We got Andrade and Jake something, who's going by a new name. Drew McIntyre, of course, winning the championship. Everybody wants to talk about that. Vanity Project getting called up from WWID to now being officially under NXT contracts. And then with our weekly news and rumors, we're going to be talking about Kit Wilson's partner, Elton Prince, with his unfortunate injury. WWE interested in the AEW star, Powerhouse Hobbs. Logan Paul signed a new full-time deal with WWE. And we're getting a potential call-up to the main roster on the SmackDown brand, which has been speculated. Lola Vice. And then, of course, for our main event topic, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 42 plans, potentially getting scrapped. So we have quite an episode lined up for you guys. So with that being said, let's get into the We Are Wrestling Weekly TV Recap. All the highlights that happen on TV. All right. Woo! I love the energy Rage has in that television screen. Can't wait for him to be back first week of February. That's right. He'll be making his return. But let's get into our first topic for the weekly TV recap. And starting things off, I know Dan Eddy, you don't really tune into AEW Dynamite, so Danny and I will try to jump the ship here. If you want to chime in, give your thoughts on stuff we're talking about, go right ahead. But last week on AEW Dynamite, the Don Callis family has grown even bigger. Former TNA wrestler Jake something, now going by Jake Doyle, is all elite. And Andrade made his return to AEW Dynamite TV, pretty much getting the graphic afterwards saying that he is all elite and he has aligned himself with Don Callis. So what's your thoughts on the two new AEW signings to start off 2026?
As far as the whole Andrade thing, I mean, it's not really that surprising. Like, we knew, like, once he started making more appearances on the indies, we kind of knew, like, that's where he was going to go because he was there before he got, taken off of TV because nobody in AEW does their fucking homework and they didn't know that Andrade had a no non-compete clause, which is why that whole thing happened in the first place. As far as Jake something, that one was a shocker to me because, like, I think it was before we were about to end the podcast last week, and I had Twitter open on my other monitor. Now I looked down and Jake something was trending on Twitter, and I was like, "Why is this motherfucker like? Why is he trending? Like what the fuck's going on here?
Who the fuck is Jake something?
So
this guy.
I click on it and I see the video of him joining the Don Callis family as Jake Doyle. And I think I told you, and then you were like, "Well, you know what? Let's get out of here so we can go watch AEW Dynamite or something like that."
It was a good segue to close the show.
So, like, it's kind of surprising because also he was in a lot of the marketing for TNA's move to AMC. Like he was in like a lot of like the video packages and a lot of the hype packages, TNA moves AMC, and they have like all like clips from like, past shows or whatever and everything happening. So that was kind of surprising. Like I knew his contract was gonna be expiring soon, and he didn't like sign like a full-time deal with TNA. I don't necessarily know if it was smart for him to go to AEW though,
It
and
was smart.
join a group that has like 78,000 members to it.
It's brilliant, if you ask me.
They're turning it into fucking NWO, bro. They're turning it into the NWO.
Oh, the Don Callis family is better than the end. I'm kidding. I'm not even gonna finish that sentence.
You're gonna get fucking.
I am not getting our podcast canceled. It's already bad enough the comments we get on We Are Wrestling's TikTok. But with Jake something, I will say this. I love this signing for AEW. I love that, like, they're not going after the big former WWE guys. I know Andrade is one of them. We'll talk about him in a minute. But I love this signing because, honestly, like, the last, like, quarter of TNA, they weren't really doing much with Jake something. And I feel like if there is, like, a place for him to actually, like, work good, I feel like AEW is the right place for him. Because he's not the biggest name out there, but he's a name. And I think that having him a part of the Don Callis family is a good move because guess what? The man, there might be 78,000 bajillion people that are a part of his family. But guess what? They all get consistent television time, whether that's on Dynamite, Collision, Ring of Honor. They are on TV consistently every week. And honestly, I feel like I know what they're going to do with Jake Doyle. I think that he's going to be Mark Davis's new partner. And I think that we're going to get a team there because I don't know. I was like watching Dynamite and they actually looked really good together, Jake Doyle and Mark Davis. And I think they're actually teaming together tonight for a shot at the AEW tag belts.
I have not watched an AEW show since the New Year's Eve episode.
I do like this. I really do like this move for the Don Callis family.
I don't because like it's not them. It's not that on
camera. What another TNA guy goes to WWE?
No,
come on, we've seen that.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's Tony Khan's inconsistent booking. That's the issue.
But the Don Callis family, they're consistently.
The guy just showed up on TV last week. Why is he now going to be thrust into getting a tag team title opportunity? What the fuck has he done?
I agree. He's been Jake something. I can't argue with you on that one. Why do you always have to like be like David Otunga here? Why do you have to be like a lawyer and like just already like be ready for just to come at me?
I'm not coming after you. I'm just saying, like,
can you just be happy for Jake something? Because now guess what? He is something. Jake Doyle.
AEW has one of the most talented rosters on the fucking planet. You have to be an idiot to not realize this. But Tony Khan does not book anybody there like a big deal besides maybe MJF. And I feel like even people are starting to like be like, I mean, he's the same dude that he was 4 years ago. Like, what's new?
Oh, we are not going to open up those can of worms because that is not going to be a narrative here on the We Are Wrestling.
Don't blame me. Blame fucking the guy that books the show. There's nothing on there that's fucking important.
I will say this though, Jake Doyle, I like it for what it is. And the Don Callis family, they're consistently on TV every single week. So that's why I think this is a good move for him. And we'll see. We'll have to wait and see what happens here with him. But let's talk about Andrade. Finally, he has shown up on AEW TV, and it looks like his no-compete is no more. And I believe it was Roosh who helped him get out of that. So shout out to Roosh.
Whoosh.
You know, I saw somebody talking about this on Twitter about the whole like Andrade now being thrust into the Don Callis family, and like there's a lot of inconsistencies there. But like I don't know why they don't team him up with Roosh and get Roosh and him as a tag team on Dynamite Weekly.
Roosh,
like,
I think, is injured right now. They were teaming though for a little bit during his first stint in AEW, and I don't know why they stopped doing that because I thought they were a good team. But honestly, I feel like this second run for Andrade is going to be a lot better than the first because it actually does seem like Tony Khan has a plan because they're already putting the man in a program with the Young Bucks and Kenny. Like they're already having him work with the Elite, which before they literally had no direction, no plan with him. And I feel like Andrade has to be the good businessman and realize, like, if I'm going to AEW and I'm like signing this contract, leaving the WWE, they have to have something for me. And apparently, like, before the whole no compete thing, he was supposed to have a pay-per-view match with Kenny Omega. So I could kind of maybe see like why he came back, but hopefully he has good, consistent booking, because he's somebody that, like, when he first left AEW, I didn't quite understand it because he was picking up a lot of momentum with Collision, and I always just thought he was a better fit in AEW than he was in WWE.
That's because when he was going back to WWE, people were like, "Oh my god, like, you know, TK's not." Again, it goes back to TK's booking. TK's not booking him like he should. You know, when he first came into AEW, he had Vicky Guerrero by his side. He was fucking dressed to the nine in a fucking suit, like looking.
When he
like
had Vicky and Chavo, it was good. It was good with Vicky and Chavo when he had them.
And like, you know, I feel like Andrade was at his best when he had Zelina Vega by his side in NXT. I feel like that was like the best version of him we got.
I don't know.
And
I think the best
people automatically assume that that's what we were going to be getting back in WWE, but Triple H was like, "No, brother, I don't like that, pal."
Nah, but dude, I will say one final thing, and then we'll move on to everybody. What everybody wants to talk about, Drew McIntyre. I will say this about Andrade. My favorite run of Andrade's was the feud that he was doing with House of Black. Like, I was enjoying a lot of the work that he was doing with Buddy Matthews at the time. Yep. And that was like, I think that was the best we've seen Andrade. He just didn't get the opportunity to capitalize on that and grow from it due to the whole CM Punk and AEW situation.
By the way, shout out to Buddy Matthews, man. He's having some very complications with his leg injury. He's having some nerve issues. Like, you know, like, damn. I thought he would have been back a long time ago. Like, he got injured when they were in fucking Australia, for Grand Slam or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, who would have known the fucking busted up ankle would lead all this shit?
Yeah, we wish him a speedy recovery, but a couple comments we'll read here and then we'll move on. Josh Toy Show. I like now that AEW is not just signing random talent on the spot. They're scouting talent and investing how to book them. I love the Jake Doyle signing and hope to book him as a scary badass heel. Agree.
I just don't trust TK.
Zeta Steels joined Skyflight. I did see that. What a waste.
I don't like that move for her. Did you hear what happened with Zeta Steel?
Yeah, I heard about that whole situation. I heard something about like it being false or something.
She was apparently there was a Zeta Steel Facebook account, and this person
got robbed of like $500 or something.
Yeah, over $500 for fucking ring gear. It was craziness, man.
Yeah, but then I like heard something that like it wasn't her real profile or something. I don't know. There's like two different sides of it, but as for Andrade, I feel like it wasn't a surprise because I feel like Tony Khan said the door is always open if you want to come back. For sure enough, Andrade is back, and he's such an underrated talent. Agree. Will you guys be doing a watch along tonight for Dynamite, Daddy? Are you gonna be doing one on your channel?
No.
Yeah, Daddy hates AEW now.
I don't hate AEW. I just, you know, you watch.
Hey, his Daddy, give Tony Khan like some like respect here because
there's
his Jaguars lost last weekend.
I do feel like I did.
So now he's going to be more primarily focused on AEW.
I did feel like I mentioned this on Monday a little bit, but depending on how tomorrow goes, I might be switching from AEW to TNA. You know, like I'm interested in stories, interesting characters, like situations, like weekly episodic television. I'm not interested in, you know, Masked Wrestler A versus Masked Wrestler B from this company.
Well, guess what? They're not interested in you, and I think it's time to move on. All right. Well, that being said, guys, let's move on to our next We Are Wrestling TV recap. And I know everybody's ready to talk about this, so here we go. Last Friday on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre won the WWE title in 3 stages of hell against Cody Rhodes. We saw the return of Jacob Fatu, helping Cody Rhodes at first, but then attacking Cody, which led to Drew McIntyre winning the WWE Championship. Look at him, finally, with a smile on his face. What's our thoughts on Drew McIntyre winning the championship, beating Cody Rhodes in 3 stages of hell?
probably the best night's sleep that he's gotten in months.
Years.
I liked it, man. Like we sort of talked about, like, the possibility of getting Jacob Fatu involved. I wasn't sure it was gonna happen, but like we knew like he was going away for dental surgery. He was supposed to come back late December. So we knew he was on the path to coming back eventually. It was just how do you fit him into what's happening?
I don't think we expected this to happen.
I don't think I feel like we expected him to get involved, but I don't think we expected him to get involved to this kind of level. And not necessarily in this match. I do feel like he was going to come back and go after Drew McIntyre or whatever. But just the fact that he was so enraged that he ended up going after Cody as well, which ended up costing Cody the championship, and the guy that Jacob Fatu fucking absolutely despises winning the world championship. So Jacob Fatu helped, in a way, Drew McIntyre win the WWE title. Like, that is interesting storytelling, man.
I lost my shit.
Dude,
when Jacob Fatu showed up, like if you guys didn't check out my reaction, which is up on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, but the video version of it is up on the social medias. So go follow We Are Wrestling on TikTok and Instagram. Dude, when Jacob Fatu showed up, I was pissed because I thought Cody was getting it, and I took the hat. I freaking threw it. I threw my freaking bottle of water, and I was just yelling, "What the fuck? They always do this to him!" And then next thing you know, he goes after Cody, and I'm like, "What? No way!" And then Cody freaking goes Drew goes through the door, and man, I literally went from being like the most depressed, pissed off wrestling mark to just. Thank God he listened to us.
And like, not even the fact that they actually did it, because like it's something that we talked about and we wanted to happen. We weren't sure it was going to. The fact that they did it on a show that wasn't live in the US, so everybody found out on either on Twitter or Facebook, whatever, and then they watched the replay later that night. So the fact that they did it on that show, I mean, that's kind of mind blowing to me.
Agree. What's your thoughts on this, Dan Eddy?
I think it was pretty cool and necessary, much like what Danny was saying. They needed a switch up because I don't know if I can speak for anybody else here or maybe the people in the live chat or anybody listening, but I'm just sick of the 3-piece suit, Cody Rhodes, the company guy, the kind of like, a little outburst here and there, Cody Rhodes person. I was just so sick of it. And
the quarterback.
When they did the quarterback, when they did this for Drew McIntyre, and respectfully so, he needed the title, honestly. And if he would have lost, who knows what his credibility would have been. He would have been knocked down a tier in front of people's favorite lists or whatever, who deserves chances, whatever, knocked down a ladder or two. This opens the door now for speculations with who attacked Jacob Fatu to begin with. I think, Danny, if I'm not mistaken, you were talking weeks ago it was Cody, right?
I've been saying Randy.
No, I've been saying for weeks it was Randy, because now Randy Orton is back, and Randy Orton went up to Cody and was like, "I'm coming for that title." When Jacob Fatu got taken out, he was supposed to be in a number 1 contenders match against Cody. So that makes me think that maybe Randy Orton's like, I've been here busting my ass all this time, and here's this new guy coming in. He's getting a title opportunity when it should be me. I feel like the Viper's the one that took him out. And that obviously, with Drew McIntyre's history, everybody's going to be pointing the finger at him.
One thing surprisingly that Danny and I have been on the same page about for months is Randy Orton being the one who attacked him.
Okay, so I guess I was the one that was thinking it was Cody, because that would have been just a huge swerve.
I wouldn't do that unless you're going to turn Cody heel. I don't think they're going to do that right now.
Nope, we can't do that right now.
I mean, he lost the title. Why not?
No, we can't do that right now.
Because McIntyre is technically a heel, and heel versus heel never usually works. So you have to have a baby.
Is he a heel though? I think he's a tweener.
No, who? Jacob?
Drew. No, Drew.
Well, Drew's always been like a tweener, but he leans more towards the heel, technically.
Well, yeah, I understand that. I mean, he does most of his best work as a heel, but he had the crowd on his side. So I mean that kind of gives him the tag of a babyface because people wanted him to win the title, like hands down.
You
And
couldn't have had Drew McIntyre. You couldn't have Drew McIntyre go. You couldn't have Drew McIntyre go into this match and lose again, because if you keep putting him in these situations and just to continuously lose, people are gonna, next time you do it, people are gonna be like, "Why the fuck do we care? He's just gonna end up losing anyway."
And it's so unfortunate that like I did not care about their rivalry, even though it was really good, because I thought Cody was gonna get the win when he didn't need the win. McIntyre. He was losing credibility every single night because there's only so many more losses that you could take. And that's the thing about Drew McIntyre. Like, he needs to get some of those big wins. And I thought that this was brilliant, absolutely brilliant to make this decision because it's time. We need to shake things up. We're about to be on the road to WrestleMania. And I hate when things are just a straight, narrow road. I want there to be some potholes. I want there to be some twists and turns because that's what makes the road to WrestleMania more unique than a sports play game.
Well, my second point was going to be is that this opens the doors for not only people speculating on who attacked Jacob Fatu, but this opens the doors for more opportunities with the championship belt because I feel like Drew has more feuds alone than Cody Rhodes. And I mean, we're going to talk about it later on with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns feud, but the fact that Drew has it now, this makes all the more sense for Seth to come back. And it's a fucking field day with him, like what he can do once he comes back. He can go after CM Punk. He can go after Drew McIntyre. They can even combine the championships and make it
many opportunities.
The winner a double champion or something like that. I don't know.
We don't need double champion.
I still feel like
I'm saying that this opens the doors for a lot of different ideas.
And that's what I like about it because it's so unpredictable. And that's what we need with our champion. We need an unpredictable champion. And that's what I like about CM Punk holding the title is, okay, you could say, oh, the man's going to hold the belt until the Rumble, but it's unpredictable, him holding the belt, because we didn't expect him to actually win the title when it's all said and done. And the only reason he got the belt is because of the injury with Seth Rollins.
Exactly.
So, like, that's what makes the Drew McIntyre thing, like you were saying, Dan Eddy, so unique here. Because we all thought that Cody was just going to hold the championship, go to WrestleMania, face Roman Reigns, who's probably going to win the Rumble originally, and we were going to get that third match, which we're going to talk about in our main event topic, of course. But this changes everything. And that's what I love about this booking decision here with Drew McIntyre winning the belt, because that's what SmackDown needs. That's why nobody is enjoying SmackDown. Let's be real. The world title picture has just been like Dan Eddy was saying. I keep putting this man over. I need to stop. But he said it.
Give me all of it.
It's the three same things Cody Rhodes is doing. He comes out, pyros. He's got his nice custom tailored suits on. Cut a beautiful promo, which they're good, but there's only so many of them that it's just the same thing. And then the Cody matches, I could tell you how a Cody match works, and I'm not even a professional wrestler. And I can tell you the way that he does his matches. It's such an easy blueprint. That's why I'm saying Drew McIntyre winning the belt needed to happen. And Cody Rhodes needs to face some adversity. Like he's had it for the last couple of years. He finished the story. We need to get some more with Cody.
Well, and I still feel like the most interesting thing,
more story to be told.
To go back on what he was saying about Seth Rollins, I still feel like the most interesting thing you can do is have a rematch between Braun Breaker and CM Punk for the world title, having Seth Rollins show up dressed like how Austin Theory was, and then him super kicking and curb stomping Braun Breaker, helping CM Punk retain the world title, and then having it revealed that that's Seth Rollins, because again, Seth Rollins has so much hatred for CM Punk, and he swore up and down that as long as I have breath in my body, you will never be world champion. Now here he is helping CM Punk become world champion.
I want to add something to what you're saying.
I feel like if you do that and then do something interesting with Drew, this Mania has the potential to be better than probably WrestleMania 40 in a lot of ways.
Ooh,
I wouldn't say WrestleMania 40, but definitely better than 41. But I do think having Seth Rollins do what you said would be the best path, because CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. There you go. You have WrestleMania all the way to SummerSlam to build that as a big marquee match. So honestly, I'm with you on that. I like that.
So,
but it's not going to
real
be
quick,
better than WrestleMania 40.
Who do you guys think Drew's first title defense is going to be against?
Ooh, yeah, because SmackDown, they announced a qualifying match where each winner of their singles match will face off in a fatal four-way, and the winner of that fatal four-way goes against Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
So if Gunther's in there, then pretty much Gunther?
Gunther's not in it.
It's only SmackDown people.
Only SmackDown people.
Okay.
I can't remember who's in the tournament.
I think I can.
I
off
feel
the top
like
of my head. Fatu's not.
Have they announced it?
That's what I wanted to say.
They have. So I can share the people that are in the matches. All right. So Dan Eddy, you look it up. Tell me if I'm right or wrong when I announce the match.
Okay.
So I know one of them is Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams. Ilya Dragunov versus Sami Zayn. What the hell is the third one? Randy Orton versus who the hell is Randy Orton facing?
Friday, 5/16.
Yeah, Friday's the 16th.
Yeah, so then Randy Orton is going against somebody, and then who the hell else is in there? Wow, I'm drawing a blank. I don't even know why. Because
I got it right here.
All right, here we go.
The format.
I was right on two of them.
Randy Orton versus The Miz, Trick Williams versus Matt Cardona. That's gonna be a good one. Damian Priest versus Solo, and Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov.
I feel like it's gonna be Sami Zayn, because if they do it at the Rumble in Saudi Arabia, I mean, why not put Sami Zayn in that? And then Sami Zayn can lose and then potentially enter himself in the Rumble and maybe have a possibility of winning that.
He's not winning the Rumble. But I could see Sami Zayn or Randy Orton being the option here.
I loved Sami Zayn.
Oh, was that Rage?
And then
Rage! Let me get yeah!
I believe he's going. Oh yeah.
But I do think for sure, I do like the way that they built this up. And it makes me excited because even with Drew McIntyre, even though he probably will retain the belt against whoever at the Rumble, it's still more unpredictable than Cody Rhodes defending the title against anybody.
Unless they want to go the route of doing Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, you can have it play out with, the Jacob Fatu getting
and then Jacob tosses Randy, and then there you go.
Either that, or you can have Cody Rhodes be the one to try and help Randy beat Drew McIntyre and have him end up costing Randy Orton the match.
Hey, that's something too.
There's a lot you can play into it.
That's why I'm thinking Randy Orton's probably going to be the realistic option, because I think there is more doors, more opportunities there.
Number one, Randy Orton. Number two, Sami Zayn, because they're in Saudi Arabia. So you got to throw Sami Zayn in the running somehow.
No Miz?
No, Miz is fucking winning, bro. He can't even beat Joe Hendry in a fucking Christmas tree match. The fuck? You want Miz to beat Randy Orton in 2026?
Hey, that was still a great interview you did with Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah,
that will not go under the rug. But I do want to share some news here regarding the whole decision behind the 3 Stages of Hell. So according to Body Slam Net, the talent involved in the 3 Stages of Hell match weren't informed of the direction WWE was going for the finish until a few hours prior to the match. There were a few different pitches, but they ultimately went with Drew McIntyre becoming champion with the accidental help of Jacob Fatu. WWE is looking to have a different approach to the road to WrestleMania this year, and crowding McIntyre opens up a few different stories leading to the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania. Both Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre pitched for the WWE title to change once again, just like they did back around WWE WrestlePalooza. WWE decided this time was the right decision and pulled the trigger to crown Drew in front of a hot crowd in Berlin. So that's the backstory behind it.
It's kind of awesome that they did that, because the night after they were in Glasgow, Scotland for a live event, and
Yeah.
You know,
I did want to point out
It's long overdue.
Tyrus's comment about Sammy versus Drew and Rhea. If Sammy loses, he might announce his own retirement. I don't think he'll announce his own retirement like a couple weeks after he was just announcing he's going to go after the world title.
I agree. I don't think
that
Sammy's
would be,
retiring.
you know what
anytime
I
soon.
feel
that
like
would be
though.
such a bitch move that for him.
You know what
to
I
do.
feel like? I feel like because don't forget the Saturday before the Rumble, they're going to be in Montreal. So I feel like that show we get Randy versus Sami Zayn in the finals, and
No, it's a
have
fatal
Randy
four-way.
over. Oh, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, the 4 winners are just going to face each other in a fatal
So
four-way.
They're going to be in Montreal for Saturday night's main event. That makes me
Yep, that's where the fatal four-way is happening.
Sami Zayn is definitely going to be in that match. So,
well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I think we're all happy with Drew McIntyre winning the championship. We all agree?
yes.
Yep. Little
Triple H
roundabout way.
needs to stop. Triple H needs to stop playing it safe, and he needs to go the more unpredictable route to make it shows interesting.
I swear, if he makes
Stop
this
me on my
WrestleMania,
toes.
if this WrestleMania this year has nothing that comes to fruition like it never did last year, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, for sure. But let's read a couple comments here. We got Chevy Dude 97. With Drew holding the title, that could open the door for him to face Gunter after the John Cena bash in story will end. I don't see Gunter and Drew working with each other, but
Gunter's
definitely
not losing the
interesting.
entire year. So I would keep people like Obafemi and Drew McIntyre far away from Gunter.
Tyrus, it's great to have unpredictable road to WrestleMania. It makes many choices to booking and content for creators. Absolutely.
It makes our jobs fun, man.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, let's move on to our last TV recap. And this past Tuesday on NXT, it was announced that WWE prospects Jackson Drake, Brad Baylor, and Ricky Smokes of the Vanity Project have been called up to NXT, signing NXT contracts. What's your thoughts on this?
I think it's great, and like I got introduced to Brad Baylor from you because he's from the Connecticut area. He used to wrestle a lot for Northeast Wrestling.
Beautiful, you know what I mean? So, Brad Baylor, baby.
You're the one that introduced me to him a couple years ago. So like, you know, seeing guys get this kind of opportunity, I'm happy for him, you know. Like, with all the pro wrestlers on the planet, like how many actually get the opportunity to be in WWE? Like, you know, so for them to get this kind of opportunity, it's phenomenal.
Hell yeah. So what's your thoughts like from like a first look at them, Dan?
For somebody who has not watched them before, I'm excited to see what they're going to do in NXT. Because I think after all these call-ups, they do have a bunch of roster spots available. So I'm excited what they're going to do with this newer talent. Not just new talent, but newer talent. So I'm excited. I didn't get the chance to watch them. Where'd you say they were from? The LPG?
So they're a part of nope, not LFG. They're actually WWID's prospects. So it's like a program where they sign independent wrestlers, and then pretty much
they're on Evolve on Tubi.
Yep, they're on WWE Evolve, and I believe I want to say Swipe Right, Brad Baylor, and Ricky Smokes. They did do some stuff on NXT TV, like while being on WWID contracts.
They've been doing stuff for. I've been like whenever I see like clips of like NXT or whatever, like their weekly shows, I usually see them in the background doing something. So.
I think as far as the tag team division between the three shows like NXT, SmackDown, and Raw, NXT has been the weakest as of late. So I think this will add a little, starting to.
But you have to expect that because a lot of the bigger names, the draws from NXT, are getting called up now to Raw and SmackDown, making things a little bit more interesting on the brands that haven't really had excitement within the last couple of months. So you do have to consider that. And this is kind of going to be like a little bit of a rebuild for NXT the next couple months. Like they're already like putting in some stock with some of these new signings already. And we're just going to have to wait and see if some of them can bloom into beautiful flowers or if they're just going to not become anything.
Marcus Mathers is phenomenal.
Oh,
he's great. Hear a good dad joke?
Yeah, what's a dad joke?
Why don't flowers ever move?
Why don't they ever move?
Because they're always planted.
You go with the
fucking knee slapper right there. All right. Well, I will say this. My thoughts on Jackson Drake, Brad Baylor, and Ricky
Guys, I'll
Smokes.
be right back, man.
Of course, you'll be right back, you fucker.
Anyways, Donnie.
All right. There we go. So I'll share my thoughts now, since before I got rudely interrupted. My thoughts on Brad Baylor, Jackson Drake, and Ricky Smokes getting called up. Well-deserved. Vanity Project, I think out of all the WWE ID prospects, they're the ones that are getting the most opportunities. I feel like they're the ones that are taking advantage of the opportunities given to them on Evolve, giving some of those independent wrestling fans a reason to tune in to Evolve, which is not on any like really big cable network or anything, just on Tubi. And I just think that Brad Baylor, he's somebody who I've been watching at Northeast Wrestling the last couple of years. Very young wrestler. I believe he's right now only 22 years old in the business. And the kid is very advanced. And he's somebody that myself and Old School Phil were very high on because we did like a whole episode breaking down all the prospects. Really good episode of We Are Wrestling Podcast Extra that I highly recommend you guys listen to. But I will say, very happy for them because I do think especially Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes, because they've been absolutely killing it in the New England area as a tag team with the whole swipe right thing. Yeah. And I feel like the NXT tag division has been weak for a very, very long time. And I feel like they could use these two young guys, give them the NXT tag titles, and let's like make the division a little bit more interesting.
I think it's a win-win for NXT because if they bring in this new talent, and if they do well, then great. And if they don't do well, well, they didn't have high expectations or like they didn't have the bar set that high to, kind of improve themselves to begin with. So if Vanity Project, I'm not saying they're not going to, but if so facto, if Vanity Project does not turn out well, just kind of scrap that and move on to the next one.
I really do like this, and their gimmick has worked with Evolve. They've gotten over with the crowd as good heels, good bad guys. And Jackson Drake right now is currently the Evolve champion. He's done a great job at making that title prestigious. And I just think in general, this is a good signing, a good, like, fresh start with this new NXT. And I'm glad that, like, they're actually calling up some people from the WWE ID program. And I hope that this opens up the door for more talented guys that are in this program to get called up to the main roster. Now I'm just waiting for an LFG guy that didn't win to get called up, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But congratulations to the Vanity Project, Jackson Drake, Brad Baylor, and Ricky Smokes on getting called up. Let's see here. We got some comments from the Maniacs here in the live chat. We'll read some of these while Danny is away taking a shit. I hope Notorious Mimi makes it from WWID to NXT. She was awesome in WoW. Mimi is very talented. And actually, a wrestler that we might be sponsoring pretty soon at a Blitzkrieg show. So definitely stay tuned for that. Notorious Mimi.
Oh, Notorious Mimi. Okay.
She's very talented independent wrestler.
I wrote down what Josh was saying about Shiloh Hill.
Shiloh's great.
Phenomenal, bro.
Yeah, Shiloh Hill's great. But I like these call-ups, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do with
you know who I'm really impressed with? Keanu Carver. I don't know if you just talked about him, but that dude is a fucking monster, bro.
Yeah, the new guy that destroyed like everybody. Yep,
I'm really high on him.
We'll have to wait and see what happens with him. But with that being said, now let's get into the We Are Wrestling Podcast weekly news and rumors. Let's start some things off with the unfortunate news here. Elton Prince revealed via social media, one half of Pretty Deadly, that he underwent a level 2 neck fusion surgery after suffering an injury back in May. So, what's your thoughts on this? Because I know for a while we were wondering why Kit Wilson was by himself, but then it came out on social media last week that Elton was dealing with a lot of neck problems and they were not able to figure out what was going on with him until he did some MRIs and then he had to get a neck fusion surgery.
Well, like we knew he was injured, right? But we didn't obviously know the extent of his injury because why else would he be off TV?
Right.
So like having a neck fusion, I think it's a level 2 neck fusion surgery at the dude's only 28. He's not even in his 30s yet. I feel like it's not gonna necessarily like prevent him from ever working again, but it's definitely like I don't feel like he'll be able to work like he used to. It definitely takes a toll on you mentally. It takes a toll on you like on your in-ring performance and a lot of things or whatever. Because like everything that you do, you have to, be aware of like, right here and you gotta sort of in a way protect yourself more than you usually would. You know, as much as I don't like Pretty Deadly and like, like
Screw
I
you.
remember watching them on NXT one night and they opened the show and I was so hyped I was gonna do a watch along to NXT. Like that was the one time that was the one and only time like I literally shut my stream off and ended my stream like 2 minutes into a show because
You
like
got
I just
problems.
I could not deal with Pretty Deadly. Like I did not like them.
You're fucking toxic.
Fucking
Oh,
hater.
you know what? I'll be fucking toxic.
Fucking
I don't
hater
give a shit.
tater.
But I do feel like in a way this is a good thing because it's allowing Kit Wilson to really like show what he's capable of as a single. Like, he has great character presence. He has a great entrance. He has great music. Like he's going fucking viral on fucking TikTok and all kinds of social media platforms or whatever. Like,
I love everything
so
about Kit Wilson.
What?
now the question is with Elton Prince being out with this injury because that's how he's not going to be back for at least a year and a half, I would say, because like that's not a quick thing you can recover from.
Oh yeah, that's like a year and a half.
So is Kit Wilson going to pass him by? And when Elton Prince comes back, is he going to be as popular as Kit Wilson, or are people just going to be like, we don't give a fuck about this guy, like he's the real star of the group?
Good question.
Are they even going to be a group after this?
I think they are going to be a tag team because they have been teaming together like throughout their like wrestling careers. I read what Elton and Kit had to say about this whole like reveal of like the injury. And I do think that they will be back together. And I think honestly, having Kit Wilson by himself right now, this is brilliant because by the time Elton is ready to come back, hopefully Kit Wilson continues his popularity because I think that this could lead Pretty Deadly to tag team championships and maybe making the tag team division relevant again because they did a really good job with those NXT tag titles. I enjoyed the heel run that they had.
Yeah, like low key, why is Kit Wilson's theme such a banger, dude?
It's a banger. One of the best themes in WWE.
People are saying that he's had that theme for fucking months. I don't remember ever hearing it until his match with Matt Cardona.
I saw he had it back in like beginning of December, but like I don't know, I don't remember it until the Matt Cardona match.
Yeah. I'm excited for it.
I love the Kit Wilson character.
Donnie, you were kind of right. You were kind of like hitting the nail on the head. Was like this can open up the tag team division for both Raw and SmackDown, I guess. And I want to see Kit Wilson do a singles career first, and then have Elton Prince come back and maybe be a manager for Kit Wilson of some sort, or just be by his side, and then like cost him a match and like this could probably go on for a couple years too, where they have a certain little feud and then they come back again as a tag team.
But honestly, as a manager, like him like running with the toxic flag and stuff, that could work actually. But obviously you want to give him some time to heal up.
Here's a take that you guys can do whatever you want with. What if this toxic masculinity thing that Kit Wilson's talking about is really Elton Prince, and they're gonna end up working him in the storyline somehow?
Well, that would just go along with what I was saying, that he's gonna cost Kit Wilson the match.
I don't know. Like, I do kind of want to see like when he actually does come back. I would love to see them get the tag titles and see what they could do there, because I just think like they weren't given the opportunity that now Kit Wilson is getting. Like he's taking every second on.
You know what they kind of remind me of? How they're getting treated is the War Raiders or whatever their name is now.
You know what they remind me of? Billy and Chuck.
Yeah.
Because when we're talking about the War Raiders, you had what's his name? This was the I, like Iris.
Oh, Ivar.
Ivar, yeah. He had him sort of do a solo career, and then the whole tag team within itself is just sort of like, okay. They showed up, I think, last year or sometime, like mid-December, and then because they were in the championship title
Yeah, because
match.
Eric had a neck fusion surgery too, so he was out for over a year, and Ivar
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
So
but
this
let
is
me
kind of
tell
the
you-
same story.
But I don't think it's the same story, and here's why. Big difference between the War Raiders and Pretty Deadly. War Raiders, they're Vikings, okay? Some of us think they're cool, but that's not hip. That's not 2026. Why Kit Wilson right now is getting over with the IWC is because he's doing all the trends.
His theme is a banger.
The theme is a banger, but he's also doing all the trends on TikTok. He's doing all the trends on Instagram. So he is opening up a new audience to the WWE with what he's doing with this whole toxicity character, fashion.
Yeah.
Like he's really opening up the door to a new, wider audience.
And this is what we've been talking. This is what we've been talking about as well. Like, you have to utilize social media. You have to, it's not like, we're back in 2003 to where the only thing that we had was maybe MySpace. Like, you have to utilize social media to get yourself out there more, because if WWE does not give you the television time, when you do show up, nobody's gonna give a shit. You know what I mean? So utilizing social media allows you to still get in front of the audience somehow and get people behind you, and people demand you. People go to the shows, be like, I want to see this fucking guy, and put him on your shows.
Oh, for sure. But We Are Wrestling, we do wish Elton Prince a speedy recovery. Neck fusion surgery is no joke at all. And we do hope that he comes back. And like he said on social media, let's keep rooting for Kit Wilson, because what he's doing right now is incredible. And he really wants his best friend to get these opportunities. And right now he's capitalizing on all of them. So we really wish nothing but the love, nothing but speedy recovery for Elton, because injuries do suck. Don't wish them upon anybody. But
we got to address what Brian Lang said in the chat, man. We got to.
All right, which one? Is it the hot take?
Yes.
All right, read it.
Might be a hot take here, but it's the biggest rivalry in wrestling. Best one, Donnie and MJF.
Brian, no, there's no feud with me and MJF. That's one of my best friends. Come on now. We both wear our scarves. We wear our suits. I'm a mark. He's a champion. Me and Max, we're good friends, man. I even gave him a Christmas gift, giving him a picture of me. And he didn't break it. He kept the picture. Max is a We Are Wrestling maniac.
It's probably hanging up in his. It's probably hanging up in his office, man, or in his home personal gym in his $10 million mansion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but MJF and I, we are great buds. Great buds. He could be an asshole to fans and stuff, but we all could be assholes. Sometimes I'm an asshole to my co-host here on the pod. I still love them. Brothers fight. We kiss and make up. That's just how it goes, man. MJF and I, we're good buds.
Brian Lang, I appreciate you tuning into the channel. Thank you for
catching up on all the old stuff. We appreciate it,
Brian. Yeah.
And I've been seeing him a lot in my comments over on Best One Donnie, my toy channel as well. And I do appreciate all the love and support, Brian, that you've been sending, your positivity the last couple weeks, man. It really does appreciate. As a small content creator, it means so much, and words can't express that, because sometimes we feel like we're doing this for nobody. So
I
get comments like that, we do really, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it.
I not to kiss ass or anything, but I say this a lot on my streams. I can stream all I want. I can make as many videos, as much content as I possibly can. But if there's nobody there to watch it, I'm pretty much, wasting my time. So, being small content creators, having you guys in the chat interacting with us, that's why we kind of decided to start doing live episodes instead of pre-recorded, so we can have that interaction, one-on-one interaction with you guys. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in every Wednesday.
Absolutely. And one comment we'll read before we move on. Tyrus, gimmicks are still worth doing in 2026, Donnie. The Viking Raiders are as much as pretty deadly in presentation. I agree that gimmicks are still a thing you could do in 2026, but I'm sorry to tell you this. Pretty Deadly has more of a percentage of getting over in WWE than the Viking Raiders.
I kind of feel like Ivar
Sorry,
was...
we've seen the Viking Raiders back in 2005 with the Highlanders. Let's move on.
I kind of feel like when
Not
Ivar
taking
was
credit
by
away from them.
himself, I feel like when Ivar was by himself as singles when Eric was out, I feel like
he's
that
better
was
by
his
himself.
peak.
Yeah.
You know, because he was doing moonsaults, he does cartwheels, he does all kinds of like,
dude, when Northeast
he's-
Wrestling, he was a singles guy. He won the world championship over there. Oh, he's great. But let's move on now to our next topic. Okay, I guess.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
It's me, Ricky Williams.
Moxley's just as crazy as him.
No, Ricky! Bullshit!
They do it too sometimes. I'll be catching it.
It's me, Ricky Williams.
Stop playing.
But that's my opinion.
I'm not cheering for that shit. He is so over.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best. Believe in me. God bless you.
So what's up, We Are Wrestling? God bless y'all. Shout out to the best one, Donnie. Shout out to Uncle Ben. Shout out to the whole We Are Wrestling. I want my thoughts on this David Finlay thing. Him possibly going to WWE. The answer is no. One, I feel like he still has a lot left to do in New Japan. Two, I don't know. I feel like he's going to get lost in the shuffle. And three, I don't think him going to WWE does anything for him. WWE is always not the end game. And this is Ricky knows best, by the way. David Finlay, he's not going to make it big. I'm sorry to say that, and I don't mean to say it like this, but David Finlay, I don't see him as main event material. Because in New Japan, I'm seeing it already. I've seen enough of David Finlay to know that I don't think it's too late for him, but I think he's reached his peak on where he needs to be. And that's just my opinion, because as talented as he is, there are limits to certain wrestlers' careers and stuff. I think David Finlay has reached his limit. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. But I want to see David Finlay do good. I'd rather him stay in New Japan, go to AEW even. But WWE is a no-no. I think he's just going to get lost in the shuffle. That's just my opinion. But let me know what y'all think. Ricky knows best. Peace.
Ricky knows best, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky knows best.
Hey, we're back. Well, thanks, Ricky, for
Back,
hijacking the show, talking about David Finlay. But I don't know how I feel about that, because I haven't really watched David Finlay, so I can't really say anything.
Here's what I'll say, and I don't know much about him either. I do know, he's a big part of the Bullet Club. The Bullet Club is no longer around. They disbanded in New Japan. I will say I see him either going to, I could see him going to TNA, I could see him going to WWE, or I could see him going to AEW, which I hope doesn't happen again.
You never want anybody to go to AEW.
Bro, how many people do they have on the AEW roster? And
how many people does WWE have on their roster?
WWE has more television time.
Technically, has a lot of television
technically
time
they have 4 shows because you have TNA as well.
Okay. AEW has CMLL. They have New Japan Pro Wrestling. Are we counting these?
Well, yeah, but
you're just contradicting yourself. I'm
he would not. He would not have, if he was going to go to AEW. He would not have to leave New Japan. He wants to spend more time in the States. He wants to move to the States. He wants to, and his brother's in NXT. His dad works at the Performance Center. His dad's Fit Finlay. He has family roots and family ties within WWE. That's why I can kind of see him going there.
He probably is going there. But I kind of agree with Ricky, though. He's very plain Jane. And if there's anybody I'm going to take their word for, it's Ricky, because he knows best. Hopefully, he doesn't lead me the wrong direction. I don't think that's the case, because he leads me to greatness. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with David Finlay. But
if he's not going to WWE or AEW or anything like that, then he's going to retire, because he did outright say that he wants to spend more time in the US. So that rules out New Japan and stuff.
I do know a lot about his brother, though. His brother's very good. He's in Chase U, I think, right now on TV. Brogdon Finlay, going by Euro Cotters, right? I think that's the name.
I think so.
Something like that.
I don't watch enough fucking NXT. But
well, speaking of jumping ship, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, there are those in WWE who are very high on Powerhouse Hobbs, who is currently in AEW right now. What's your thoughts on this?
I think it's pretty obvious. Even some of the diehard, AEW fans or whatever, a lot of the sickos are saying that he'd probably fit a lot better in WWE system, because he's not really necessarily a flashy guy. He's more of like a character kind of guy. You know what I mean? So like there's like 5 people on the WWE roster right now that I could think of that he would have fucking bangers with. Fucking Obafemi, Randy Orton, fucking Drew McIntyre, fucking even Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. Well, I feel like there's so much more for him to do in WWE than there is for him to do in AEW. I feel like he's just doing the same shit. The most interesting thing that he's done, I feel like, was when he was with Team Taz and he had that feud with Ricky Starks at the time.
Nah, dude, his best stuff was the first couple weeks of Collision with CM Punk running things, because he was looking like he was going to be like a world champion the way that they were building him.
Doesn't seem like that's going to be happening anytime soon, though. So I could definitely see like Powerhouse Hobbs join the New Day as the new Big E. Could you imagine? He'd probably welcome that too.
The only reason I'm saying like that I think it's funny is because like he like has the same like hairstyle as Big E. He has the same singlet as Big E. The same build too. Like they have the exact same build.
he's almost in a similar position. Like, I mean, he kind of is that kind of character when it comes to the ops, like WWE has New Day, AEW has the ops.
Yeah, except the New Day, well, back in the day when we had the original 3, they're always so positive, smacking each other's asses with pancakes and
like with
wearing unicorn heads and cereal.
And with Woods and Kofi Kingston being heels, could you imagine them having somebody like Powerhouse Hobbs, like, by their side? Like that would make
let's get Grayson Waller the fuck out of here. I'm with you on that.
That'd be awesome.
Powerhouse Hobbs would make the New Day more serious. I agree.
I'm in, especially as a heel, like, because he plays a good heel character. Like, you just look at him like, I fucking hate this guy. Like,
and honestly, like could fill in for who's that guy that was with them for a couple weeks and then left?
Oh man, the guy, he had that bullshit, those bullshit allegations, and they fucking
Odyssey Jones.
Yes.
They could literally do that exact gimmick, everything, copy and paste with Powerhouse Hobbs.
That would work. That would work amazing.
Well, what's your thoughts on this, Dan? From like what you know with?
I just literally thought of the New Day going after the Usos to regain their titles, and then Powerhouse Hobbs comes out, and then have him join the New Day as the new Big E, and pissing off Big E to make him come out as more than just the table commentator or whatever. But anyway, that's my fantasy booking. I don't know much about him to be perfectly honest, but Danny was on the cusp of it saying like Tony Khan is terrible at booking, and he has so many more opportunities to do things in WWE, whether it is NXT or whatever, small Raw or SmackDown. And I mean, I don't know much about him, but I probably think he can hold his own against like Roman Reigns or like Brock Lesnar or whatever. Maybe not just throw him to the Sharks just yet. But I mean, there's so many more opportunities that he can do or he can have at WWE.
So as much as I would love to see him with the New Day, because I think he would fit in right away.
Could you imagine him showing up and squashing the fucking Usos, helping Xavier Woods and Kofi after they lose to the Usos, but just
I think
show up and just squash them?
And this might be
Donnie's turn. Donnie's turn.
Yes, it's my turn. I think Powerhouse Hobbs, just like Jay Cargill, has it. But here's the thing. He needs time to polish his work. And I think for Powerhouse Hobbs, he's somebody that needs to go to NXT, and they need to actually give the man the opportunity, because at AEW, they teased it plenty of times with Powerhouse Hobbs, but they never went through with it. And sometimes, just like WCW, we saw a lot of guys go from WCW to WWF in the Attitude Era. They had to go to developmental because they weren't polished, because they were taught not the best ways to work. And that's not Powerhouse Hobbs' fault. He was just given the opportunities and he took advantage of them, as he should. But I do think that Hobbs, he's somebody that I think will thrive if he goes down to developmental, goes to Orlando, Florida. I think they could build NXT around him for a couple of months, give him the world championship. Let's see what the man can do with the title. Let's see if he can actually get us invested in the character work, because we know he can work in the ring. We know he has a physique. He has a great look, great presentation about him. But let's see if he can actually be a world champion. That's why, for me, I would have him in NXT for maybe a year or two. Let him polish his work, and then you bring him up to the main roster. I think his ceiling is an Intercontinental United States champion.
Who is there in NXT now that he can work with?
Keanu Carver.
Carter, that's a very good name for him. Also, you could have Hobbs. He could work with
Ricky Saints. You know, they have a lot of history there.
Well, I think Ricky will be called up by the time Hobbs is over there. So I'm trying to think of like people like Miles Bourne.
I think it'll be a while before Ricky Saints gets called up now.
But I think the landscape is going to be very new in NXT by the time Hobbs goes there.
Yeah.
I don't think his contract expires anytime soon.
As far as Ricky Saints,
end of this year, maybe going into next year. Not 100% confirmed on that.
Having somebody like Powerhouse Hobbs and having him have access,
protect
to
him,
like the Performance Center,
protect him.
You know, like having him have access to the Performance Center to where he can work on things. He can, you know, he has the fucking state of the art gym. He has fucking multiple rings he can fucking try different things on. He can fucking promo class, like things that AEW does not have. I think that would be very beneficial.
Yeah, no, and I think like he's somebody that, like, let's not throw him right into the Sharks right away, because the main roster is already saturated with lots of Sharks over there that are very talented, that deserve plenty of opportunities. I don't think you need a rush on Powerhouse Hobbs. He's somebody that I think will thrive in WWE. You just have to let him go to the Performance Center, like, because he's got it. Yep. He's very good. Just got to polish a couple things.
This might be a stupid question, but does AEW have a Performance Center kind of like WWE?
They used to have the Nightmare Factory when Cody was there. I don't know if they still have access to it, but they don't, and they don't have anything.
Not
like that
really.
Anymore. I'm kind of surprised because Tony's a billionaire, so you'd think he would have fucking built something.
Kind of like it just, here, I'll sign you. You come do this. You sign here. I'll sign this guy. Sign this person.
I feel like they get away with it because they allow a lot of their talent to do indie stuff, so they can still work outside the company.
So I was going to say, like, in their mind, like, they let them go to the independent circuit to get their reps in, even though I don't think that's the best way to do things. Like, I think it's good that they do the indies. Like, I'm all for AEW guys and anybody doing independent stuff because it brings more
They should have a facility, though.
But they should have their own facility, make Ring of Honor their NXT. And that's something I think you and I have been preaching, Danny.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The first episode.
Absolutely. They just don't make
Tony Khan
they don't make Ring of Honor feel important. That's why nobody wants
except
it on their network show.
Just like the AEW shows, except the pay-per-views. Because people actually get invested in what they have.
The last Ring of Honor pay-per-view I feel like I watched was when the Briscoes versus FTR had the dog collar match.
That was legendary.
That was before Jay died.
So I was looking him up real quick. If you have Powerhouse Hobbs move to the main roster, he does have history with Ray Phoenix and Penta. So
He does.
when he was defending the TNT title.
And also CM Punk is somebody who is very high on him as well. So I just think with Powerhouse Hobbs, just give him some time, and then I think he's going to thrive in WWE.
I feel like CM Punk was friends with
opportunity.
everybody that wasn't, the Young Bucks or
Didn't I open up this hypothesis years ago talking about how all the because if you notice, all the Cody guys, most of them have left AEW to WWE, and now not all CM Punk's guys, but some of them you're seeing leaving AEW going to the WWE.
I'm waiting to see fucking Danhausen show up in a backstage segment with Punk's fucking.
And that is a CM Punk decision, bringing him to the WWE, and I'm all for it because I think he would fit perfect. But let's move on now to our next We Are Wrestling Weekly News and Rumors. That was longer than expected. Logan Paul revealed on his vlog that he signed a brand new long-term deal with WWE, and he said this: I actually just signed my official long-term contract with the WWE, so I'm officially a full-timer now. All you people saying I'm part-timer can shut your mouth. What's your thoughts on Logan Paul becoming officially a full-time member of the WWE roster and getting this deal locked in?
I think it's a phenomenal move. Like Logan Paul's not somebody like you want to waste time not making sure that he is signed and, on television or whatever. Like, regardless of what people want to say about Logan Paul or his brother, even as a content creator, not even just in WWE or whatever, I kind of look at them as inspirations, two fucking dudes, random dudes from Ohio. Now they're, they're fucking entrepreneurs, they're fucking boxing, they're fucking, nobody really watched boxing within the last decade until fucking the Paul brothers started to get into it. You know what I mean? Logan is fucking killing it on WWE, and watching a lot of his old YouTube content, a lot of his old vlogs, and the way that he talked and the way that he did certain things, you always had it, you always kind of sort of knew this is kind of the direction that he should have taken, because WWE is pretty much everything that he's good at. He's good at athletics, he's good at character development, he's good at speaking, he's good at just being in front of an audience. You know what I mean? So Logan Paul, I feel like it was a smart business move, getting him signed and, make sure he's not going anywhere. Cause I do feel like, he's, regardless of how bad Raw might be sometimes, I feel like he's he's a big part of why the show is somewhat enjoyable. We had him on Monday night this past Monday, and he was on, he was filming him and Paul Heyman, the match or whatever, really involving social media. And it was just fucking hilarious. And it looked like Paul Heyman was like, what the fuck's this dude doing over here? You know what I mean? Logan Paul is just phenomenal.
So good. And both Paul brothers, they get so much hate, but it's so, I don't get, it's such common sense, what they're doing and why they're in the position that they're in. And it's crazy to me because whatever they do, they commit and they go 150. They don't go just 100% on something. And the work ethic, you could say whatever you want about Logan or Jake. You could say, fuck the Pauls. But one thing you cannot deny is their work ethic. Because, you could say Jake, he fights old people, this and that. Influencers, doesn't go in there with real fighters. But will you ever get in the ring with fucking Mike Tyson? I don't think so. I know I wouldn't.
If the fight was rigged, yeah.
I still wouldn't. But that's the thing, though. What Jake and Logan are doing, it takes a lot of fucking balls. And they go out there, and right now, they're honestly living the dream.
Yeah.
Say what you want.
I think it's one of those things, like what Danny was saying, he is a great addition to the vision, and these obviously has long-term plans with the company. They have long-term plans of what to do with him creative-wise. Otherwise, they wouldn't have signed him to a long-term, because he does put on terrific matches. He's one of those, spot-on viral moment kind of wrestlers. And needless to say, kudos to him, because he's been doing that his whole life. But back to the Vine days, and I'm showing my age, but he and his brother started on Vine. I don't know if people know that or not. Most people think of them as their YouTube podcast. So people who say Logan Paul isn't talented, he is probably 10 times more talented than his brother. I want to say that like 10 toes deep, because that match with what's his name, the boxing match was just kind of pathetic.
Oh, Floyd Money Mayweather.
No, not his most recent one where he got knocked the fuck out.
Oh, wait, are you talking about Jake's fight or Logan's?
Anthony something, Joshua Anthony or Anthony Joshua
Paulus or something. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anthony Hare or something like that. But with Logan Paul, he can put on great matches with anybody. I think I mentioned this last year, like maybe last month or so. Like my favorite moment with him was when he and Ricochet were both on the ropes and
that was at the Rumble.
Collided. That was at the Rumble, yeah. So I think that was probably one of my favorite moments with his wrestling. So I was one of those people that thought that Logan Paul was just, YouTube influencer. He was just going to be here for a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And I really come around with Logan Paul, and I've grown to give him a lot of respect. So, like, needless to say, like, this is well deserving for him.
You'll never hear me say a negative thing about Jake Paul or Logan Paul, because they're both absolutely brilliant at what they do. Jake has definitely brought more excitement to the boxing world, because I'll tell you right now, I didn't give a fuck about boxing until Logan, Jake,
I didn't know it was around. I didn't know you could watch it.
Logan Paul, Jake Paul, KSI, Deji. I did not care about boxing until the influencers started this. Going all the way back to Joe Weller versus KSI. And Jake Paul has just done a great job at making boxing relevant again, giving these women boxers paydays, giving them opportunities. A lot of these undercard fighters getting opportunities with more eyes on them than if Jake Paul wasn't in the boxing scene. When it's all said and done, when he hangs the gloves up, people are going to look back and appreciate what he's done for the sport. Getting into Logan Paul now, he was a natural at this. Gifted at this. This was his calling in life, was to be a WWE superstar. And it's incredible how advanced he is with such little experience in the professional wrestling business. And I could say this, Logan Paul, in my opinion, is probably 80% better than any professional wrestler in the world right now. I'm not going to be the one to say, oh, he's better than the whole AEW. I'm not going to put that narrative out there. Just 80% of professional wrestling. 80% of it. Because obviously there still is those bigger and better guys than Logan, because he still has a long way to go, still has a lot to learn. But he is just so damn good at doing this. And everything he does, the promos, the presentation, the segments, making every little thing matter. That's a tough gift to have. And Logan has it. And that's why I think WWE locking this man in to a long-term contract was probably the smartest thing Paul Levesque, Triple H, has done since running the WWE creative. This was the best move TKO has made thus far, giving Logan Paul this long-term deal. Because like I said, if Logan Paul continues to polish his game, continues to get better and better and better, which I think he's going to, he could be on the trajectory of a Shawn Michaels 95-96 run. And I could see that happening because there's just so much similarities with the two. And I know the Logan Paul haters are going to be really coming at me. I'm sure freaking the IWC on TikTok right now is going to freaking kill me for saying this. But Logan Paul's talent cannot be denied. Cannot be denied. And if you go, like, I'm an old school fan. I love watching like new gen stuff. If you go watch Shawn Michaels from 94, 95, Logan, it's literally a copy and paste of a freaking 94, 95 Shawn.
I would say I'll double down on you, Donnie. Like, people can come at us at the comments, but he's talented. You can't deny that. Yeah, come at us.
Logan has that potential to be a Shawn Michaels. He just has to put the years in, has to put in the work. And him going full time, brilliant. And also, huge props to John Cena, because John Cena this year or last year in 2025, he did try to plant seeds in Logan's head to tell him, like, I think you should do this full time. And John Cena was actually a key role in Logan Paul's decision to actually sign this long-term deal.
Yep.
I am so happy that WWE has locked him in because I will tell you, in this Triple H era of WWE, there's not a lot of pros. But one of those pros is Logan Paul. So I am so happy with this decision.
There's more pros than you think, but I mean, yeah, I can see your argument.
I don't know. There's things I don't like that Triple H be doing, but Logan Paul is definitely one of the top on my list. But let's move on now to our last We Are Wrestling weekly news and rumors. We might be getting another call-up pretty soon. According to Body Slam Net, Lola Vice has been discussed for a possible call-up to the main roster, likely to the SmackDown brand. What's your thoughts on this? And I already know where you're going to go with this, Danny.
It doesn't surprise me. Like I still
He should have showed up in the ambulance match.
I'm still going with that. I'm still going with that narrative because like that was a big situation to have her placed in, like on her, on her debut on SmackDown, like that's not just me saying it, it's not Sports Illustrated saying it, but it's not just me saying it. Like a lot of people on social media have said the same thing. Like, why did it have to be Rhea when you could have had Lola Vice in that situation? You know what I mean? And Lola Vice is over as fuck, bro.
Hey, Dan Eddy, I want to ask you this. I think I asked you this last week. Did you know Lola Vice and Damian Priest were in a relationship until Danny and I said something?
Not. Nope.
And that's exactly why you didn't get Lola Vice in that ambulance and we got Rhea Ripley in there, because they have a relationship on television going all the way back to the Judgment Day. And they both left the group at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really into it. And then it has nothing to do with like the fact that Lola Vice and Damian Priest are in a relationship. But like if you want to have somebody, built as a star coming into from NXT to SmackDown, I mean, have her in that situation, I don't know. I'm still going with that narrative, and I don't care what anybody has to say about it.
It has everything to do with the relationship. Daddy, you want every couple in real life to be a real life couple on TV. True or false?
No.
Bullshit.
You can say bullshit all you want, bro.
Matt Cardona, you do want him and Chelsea to do something on screen.
Because that's how you call up Ethan Page.
Didn't you want Aleister Black and Zelina Vega to do something before they actually did it?
I don't think so. Because I never looked at Zelina Vega as because I knew Aleister Black was a heel. Like Zelina Vega, and she's still fucking, she's just sort of there. She's not really I don't know.
Hey, no slander against Zelina Vega here.
Zelina Vega's fucking small, bro. Like, well, how is she gonna intimidate fucking anybody?
She can intimidate me.
Them flip flops, man.
Yeah, those chocolates come out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. She might be a little, but she could definitely kick all three of our asses at the same time.
Facts.
I will say, and I'm gonna go with this narrative too. You know how the Street Profits are off TV. I have gone with the narrative of saying have Bianca Belair and Montez Ford.
And why do you want them together?
Heels. I think they could be a new, kind of like how Triple H and Stephanie were, I think they could be a new power couple because they're both extremely popular on TV.
You know why you want them together? Because they're in a relationship. Proving my point yet again.
Well, what are the Street Profits doing? When was the last time they were on TV? Fucking September? Maybe August during the fucking the TLC match. That was the last time we saw them, probably.
Same thing could be said with all the fucking tag teams. They don't even know what they're doing with any of them at this point, I feel like. Except for the women. But I don't know. Lola Vice getting...
Vega's not a fucking worker.
She's pretty damn good. But
yeah,
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say made it better.
Almost breaking people's necks. Did you see what she did to fucking Rhea Ripley?
Oh my god, mistakes happen. Come on. We all know this. But Dan Eddy, what's your thoughts on the whole what's your thoughts on the whole thing with Lola Vice getting called up? I know you've been very high on her.
Yeah, I do like Lola Vice, and I think she put on a great match against Kalani Jordan. Kalani Jordan. Yeah. Where she just knocked her the fuck out. I'm kind of in the mix. I'm kind of indifferent with her being called up because Well, NXT doesn't have a lot of big names yet left, so that's why I was saying they should keep Ricky Stange there for a bit in case they want to bring powerhouse hops, something like that. For example, with Lola Vice, they have Blake Monroe, they have Kalani Jordan, they have Jada Parker who just came back last night as well.
Blake
So
Monroe.
I was happy about that. Yeah, Blake Monroe, right?
Yep.
Blake Monroe,
Okay.
Mariah May.
So
Mariah May is better.
Mariah May, yeah. But as far as her being called up, I would be happy for her, nonetheless. Just not as just a fan of her work, but just as a fan, like as a human being, because I want to see her succeed. I want to see all these guys succeed, guys and girls. So with Lola Vice being called up to the main roster, and we said she's gonna be going to SmackDown.
That is the
Most
as of
likely.
right now, according to Body Slam, that's what they are saying.
Honestly, Donnie, you may or may not hate this. Have her be called up and have her go against Jade Cargill right away.
Not for a championship, no.
No? Okay.
Nope. I am not for somebody getting called up immediately and then going right for the title, because then you're in a situation where it's a lose-lose, because you have whoever's the champion loses somebody getting called up. Like, that just doesn't make them look good. But then if they lose right away in their first match, it's like you're already setting them up for failure, because now like they're going to have to be right back at the bottom. And this is something AEW has done consistently with their women.
I'm interested if what they're going to do with her if they do call her up. That's what I'm concerned about. And I'm also concerned what they're going to do at NXT, because they're going to have people who they're going to sign. Like, I just wrote this down. Vanity Project. I almost forgot their name already. They did just sign them from the ID. They are going to bring people in, like, nonetheless, make them big names and have them being called up their main roster. It's a farming network.
I will say
I'm not worried about that, but what I am worried about is Lola Vice is one of the best things that they have right now, outside of Blake Monroe.
I agree, because she's been there the longest, so I can understand like your perspective on that. But I do think it is time for her to get called up. It's time to let her sink or swim. And I do think that her getting called up is the right move. And honestly, on SmackDown, I think for Lola, what better way to have her get called up than work with Chelsea? Do something there with Chelsea.
I was thinking her too, yeah.
Chelsea makes everybody better around her. And I think especially with Lola Vice's mixed martial arts background, you could have Chelsea be doing like a whole storyline where like she wears like a face mask or something because she doesn't want to like ruin her like beautiful face or something, because like she acts like a diva. So like you could do things like that, and her being afraid of Lola Vice, and then you could have her go through Ava Fire, and you can really build something there.
I would have her go up against Julia, potentially.
Not right away.
Potential US champion.
I do like that eventually, but I think right away we can't have her go right for the US title.
Because I just feel like there's nobody for Julia to feud with. So like having her feud with somebody like Lola Vice.
But you got to have Lola Vice get some wins for a couple weeks. You got to build it up and then go from there.
There's nobody in the fucking division.
What do you mean? You could have her squash Meechin. We don't care about Meechin, right? She's talented, but they don't really do anything with her.
I'm just sick of seeing her go up against fucking Chelsea Green.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But Omar here in the live chat. What up, y'all? What did I miss? I'll tell you what you missed, Omar. And any We Are Wrestling Maniacs that's tuning in a little bit later to the live show. We Are Wrestling Podcast 200, March 18th. We're bringing in former WWE superstar Zach Gowen to the We Are Wrestling Podcast. We're going to be doing an interview with him live. And it's going to be a great way for you guys to send in super chats, ask any questions you want for him. And it's going to be a really cool story that he's going to get to share with you guys. And it's going to be a can't miss episode. And if this gets very popular and you guys make this a huge success, we're going to continue to bring in more names to the pod. Because we always feel like when we hit a milestone, when we get to like 50 or 100 or 150 or 200, we want to do something that's risky. We want to try something different. And that's what we're going to do, because unlike Triple H, we want to see if the We Are Wrestling Podcast can sink or fucking swim.
Episode 300, we might try and bring VKM on.
What?
You think we might be able to give Vince?
I don't know who that is.
Get the fuck out of here. That's not happening, guys. He's fucking delusional.
I don't even know who he said.
You don't know Vince McMahon? Yeah, the fuck you do.
Oh, Vince McMahon. I thought he said like VKM or whatever.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon, VKM.
Oh.
We're not turning this into a thing. Vince McMahon, guys, is not showing up on the We Are Wrestling pod. I don't need another email from his lawyer. Okay. Let's move on now to, before we get into our main event, the Getting Put Over segment, which will be coming back next week here on the pod. And if you're an Attitude Era fan, you're going to like this one. You guys can go to the We Are Wrestling community tab. You have until Saturday afternoon to vote. Who do you want us to put over next week, episode 192? Mark Miro, Dean Malenko, Steve Blackman, or Gang Grill? So for next week's Power of the Poll, that is one of those guys we're going to be putting over, and you have until Saturday to lock your vote in.
Donnie, I might have started something, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Gosh.
I don't know why you would start that. Vince McMahon is not coming to the We Are Wrestling podcast. It's not happening, guys. Maybe episode like 10,000 or something. Which
he'll still be alive then, you know that.
Sadly, probably. Probably. But with that being said, I think it is time to get into our We Are Wrestling podcast main event topic. And this is a main event worthy topic to discuss. And I know all the Maniacs, we want you in the live chat to be interacting, sharing your thoughts on this, because we'll share them after we share ours. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 42 is reportedly probably not happening, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. This whole WrestleMania changed on Wednesday of last week, which was when they made a decision to go with McIntyre's title win. This wasn't decided until Wednesday, and I don't know what the new matches are, but they may be doing a three-way with McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, and Cody Rhodes. That may not necessarily be at WrestleMania, and that may not even be 100%, but I was told that's kind of like a possibility. But the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns thing is probably not happening, but whatever it is, the Mania plans were changed on Wednesday when they made the decision to change the championship, giving it to Drew McIntyre. So obviously with Dave Meltzer and any wrestling reporter, especially Meltzer, you have to take these things with a grain of salt. It's not 100% confirmed if the plans are changed, but he does bat a pretty good record when it comes to reports, especially WWE-wise. What are our thoughts on Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns 3, possibly not happening at WrestleMania 42?
When it comes to Mania, I don't believe anything that Meltzer says. You know, like, they will keep this like so close to the vest. Like, I feel like only 3 or 4 people in WWE know what's gonna happen at WrestleMania. So it could happen, it might not happen. I hope it doesn't happen, because I don't want to see Roman versus Cody this soon. We just had the end of the trilogy at WrestleMania 40 2 years ago. We do not need this match again, unless it's gonna lead to a Cody heel turn, which is going to involve The Rock, potentially having Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. It's the only way I want this match to happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options you can go with, even with Drew McIntyre holding the championship now. Strictly Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, I don't want to see. I feel like a lot of the IWC doesn't want to see, even though it's part 3. You know, I think it's 1-1 now. So I think with Cody Rhodes not having the title, they need to have Roman Reigns in WrestleMania somehow. And I did have it in my head as Danny was talking. I can't remember now because I think I just forgot. But damn it. Donnie, you go ahead. I gotta think of it.
So they are tied 1-1 Roman Reigns defeated Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39, and at WrestleMania 40, Cody Rhodes finished the story by beating Roman Reigns, ending his historic title run. I will say this about the trilogy not happening. I don't think WrestleMania 42 is the right time and place for this match to take place. I would like to see this happen at a future WrestleMania, but just not this one coming up. Because I feel like last year's WrestleMania was very predictable, and that's why the road to WrestleMania wasn't as exciting as going into WrestleMania 40, which had a big buildup, especially with the final boss, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, even with Seth Rollins. There was just so many different scenarios going on for that WrestleMania. So I would like to see the trilogy match happen maybe at WrestleMania 44. I think that that's the best place to do it because I do think Rock and Roman should happen. Or you could, I think I honestly would be more invested in Rock and Cody probably at WrestleMania in Saudi. I think that that's a perfect main event right there. But getting into Las Vegas, WrestleMania 42, there is so many different scenarios. And I'm sure after Royal Rumble, we'll probably be doing a whole episode fantasy booking our WrestleMania card and stuff. I think that would be a fun episode. But I do think that there's so many opportunities with McIntyre being champion. And that's what you want on your road to WrestleMania. You want things to feel unpredictable. You want things to feel right. But Dan Eddy is right. Who does Roman work with if he's not going to work with Cody Rhodes? That's a great discussion, a great question here. Because I think we could see Cody versus Randy at WrestleMania. But then again, you can see Randy and Jacob at WrestleMania because of what happened. So there's like a lot of different scenarios here. Does Cody go for the championship against McIntyre? Like, what do we do with Roman?
Does Roman take this WrestleMania off?
I don't think.
Add on to my point, this opens the road to making the Royal Rumble a lot more unpredictable.
Agreed.
Because if they somehow pull the trigger and have Cody Rhodes win the Rumble, I doubt they're going to have him doing the third time. But they can have him be like the final four between, everybody else who we think we're going to win, like Braun Breaker or somebody. It just got it with Cody Rhodes being in the WrestleMania match card. He's one of those wrestlers where there needs to be some sort of championship title on the line. If not, then there needs to be a certain speculation or stipulation, whether it's a cage match, Hell in a Cell like he did with Drew McIntyre, street fight of some sort, like Bloodline Rules or something like that. I know they did that before, but they're going to have this be more of a creative WrestleMania and make it better than last year's, which is a requirement for a lot of the IWC, probably close to 85% of it, at least. That's lowballing it. If Roman Reigns does decide to take the WrestleMania off this year, they're probably going to lose a lot of views. And if we're going to save The Rock and Roman Reigns match for either this WrestleMania or next year or WrestleMania 44, The Rock is almost 60 years old. It's going to be one of those like really botched up matches like the Goldberg and Undertaker. Who knows? Roman Reigns ain't that young himself either. I think he's like 46, 47.
Sorry for the interruption.
Give me a hell yeah.
A super chat from Brian Lang, 2424, $5 donation to get Vince McMahon on the pod.
Thanks for the coffee, bud.
More than $5.
This is getting clipped.
Oh my god! Holy shit, that's great. Oh man, this is probably my favorite super chat we've ever got.
Okay, so I was a little off. Roman Reigns is only 40 years old right now, but The Rock is 53. So
by the time we get Vince on this podcast, he's probably going to be 150 years old.
Probably. But what I was saying is there's so many big names and so many titles.
Brian.
So what I'm saying is there needs to be well, first of all, each night needs to have more than 5 matches. Let's just say that for starters. With the big names, there needs to be some sort of stipulation instead of just a 1v1.
Yeah.
That's what I could see. Like, if we do end up if the rumors are true, because we've been hearing them since Survivor Series. If the rumors are true that we're going to be getting Cody versus Roman, now that the title's not necessarily on the line, you could always do Roman versus Cody, and having The Rock get involved in the ending somehow, and go back to the whole soul storyline or whatever, because that's how originally The Rock wanted Cody's soul. You could do that, and then you can have an entire year built around this storyline heading into WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, where you do Roman versus The Rock.
I do agree. Like, there's ways to do it, because you could also have Rock versus Cody happen at either SummerSlam or Survivor Series, or even.
I was going to say have Cody versus Roman in an Elimination Chamber.
No. But I also think you could make the stakes even higher if you do want to actually have this this trilogy match. I do think that, like, if you want to make the stakes even higher, you don't even need to have a championship on the line. You could have the winner of that match get to choose whichever championship they want to go for at the next PLE. There you go. That's how you get people invested in what's going to happen after.
Say that again.
So my pitch is going into WrestleMania for the trilogy match, Cody versus Roman, 1-1. Whoever wins that match, and they could build this up. Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis can agree to this. The winner of that match gets a title shot at whichever title they choose at the next PLE. That is the perfect way to get into the new season of WWE, right there.
I kind of want to see
if they decide to have the three.
I kind of after what we saw on Monday, I kind of want to see Adam Pearce versus Braun Breaker. To be honest with you,
I wouldn't mind seeing Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I wouldn't be against that. I think that's a perfect media match for Breaker.
Roman got squashed by the Tribal Thief. I mean, might as well. It only makes sense for him to go.
And I don't know, man. I have a gut feeling, like, if we're not getting Roman and Cody, man, I think we might actually be getting Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns, because they have avoided that match at all costs. They had him work with Bronson Reed 2 PLEs.
Do you guys think this puts Roman Reigns in line to win the Royal Rumble this year?
Roman Reigns has been working a lot more on Raw than SmackDown.
So I think him and Breaker, I think that's what we're going to get at Mania, because that was rumored for a while before the last couple of months with Cody and Roman.
So basically, what would happen kind of be like Roman Reigns would win the Royal Rumble. Between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, the Braun Breaker would win the heavyweight championship, and then that would set up Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker for the heavyweight championship.
I wouldn't be against that, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I feel like Roman already had the WWE title. He has yet to hold the World Heavyweight title. And I do feel like if you want to get the world title, to the same level as the WWE title, which I think is going to be very hard to do, put it on somebody like Roman Reigns, who had, he built the WWE title up. So
to add on to that, a few years ago, Roman Reigns was always saying that was the second best title when he was going up against Cody Rhodes.
So what you can do is at the Rumble, you can have Braun Breaker beat CM Punk, win the World Heavyweight title. CM Punk goes to the Elimination Chamber, wins that in Chicago. We can somehow finagle a way to get the title off of Drew McIntyre and put back on Cody Rhodes, unless we do a Cody Rhodes. So we do Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker night 1 for the world title. Night 2, we can have another triple threat: Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk for the WWE title.
I don't know. I don't see that happening either. I think CM Punk, another real possibility here, because this is another match that they've been dodging. CM Punk versus Logan Paul, WrestleMania 42. Because if Braun Breaker gets the championship from Punk, Punk's going to have issues with the Vision, and you could have Logan Paul help Breaker get the belt.
Do you really not see CM Punk winning the Elimination Chamber in his hometown? Do you think that instead of having the world title
that's not always the case.
Rumble, do you think he defends the title?
The hometown hero doesn't always win in their hometown.
They didn't have Drew McIntyre win it back in Glasgow a few years ago.
No, but Okay, so instead of having Braun Breaker beat CM Punk at the Rumble, you could always have him have that happen at the Elimination Chamber in Chicago. That way, he can have a big match on that card, and you can have Logan Paul help Braun Breaker, and that can lead into their match at Mania.
Yeah, that could happen at Chamber too. That's also a possibility. But I think there's so many avenues, so many opportunities, so many doors to be opened here. And honestly, like a trilogy match with Roman versus Cody, I do think as of right now, it's off the table. Because I do think that there's better opponents, better opportunities for both Cody and Roman to work with other guys that I think you could have a better storyline
later on during the year. Like the article and the rumor is just saying it's not going to happen at WrestleMania. It can happen at, I think it was Danny who was saying it could be at SummerSlam or Survivor, or not Survivor, like later on down the road.
Yeah, no, that's anything is
Survivor Series is after SummerSlam. Right?
We gotta stop.
Give me a hell yeah!
We got another super chat from Brian Lang, 2424, $5. Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano mask match at WrestleMania is something truly special that needs to happen. What Kaiser's doing on INSA and AAA is amazing.
Yeah.
And honestly, that could be a good option for Chad Gable versus Ludwig, and the winner. Like, I do want Ludwig to keep the gimmick though over Chad, because I think Chad Gable is a little bit more valuable than Ludwig when it comes.
I just want Chad Gable to come back.
Bro, Chad Gable is fucking yoked out of his mind, bro. It's like he fucking eats steroids in order to fucking sleep.
I see him showing back up at the Rumble. I could see that happening.
Yeah.
But we have to save those predictions in a couple weeks when Danny defends his championship against Dan Eddy and myself in our Royal Rumble predictions episode. And we'll also be putting over the Royal Rumble 1998. So, guys, you have a couple weeks to watch this card. You might not think it's the best, but it's my all-time favorite. So we're going to put over the event and review it for our getting put over.
Yeah. And Josh is right in the comments. It is on YouTube. I saw it earlier.
It is on YouTube. Exactly. So no excuses there. No excuses. Nope. But anything else with our main event topic there with Roman and Cody before we close off this week's episode?
I think we pretty much covered everything, man. We covered all the bases. We gave our theories and our thoughts, man. Yeah.
I think that we're going to have more of a clearer picture after the Royal Rumble. And I believe when Rage comes back in February, our first episode back with the road to WrestleMania, I think will be our episode where we fully fantasy book what we think is going to happen with our own scripts and stuff. I think that would make a great episode for the after Rumble show. Yeah. What do you say? Agree?
I agree.
All right. Well, couple more things before we close off this week's episode of the pod. For the Getting Put Over segment, if you guys want to go vote on next week's Power of the Poll, we asked you guys, out of the four, what would you like to bring back? WrestleMania, Money in the Bank, ladder matches, the WWE Network for only $9.99, the brand split, SmackDown versus Raw, where it's an actual brand split. You don't get Cody Rhodes on both Raw and SmackDown. If Cody's on SmackDown, he stays on SmackDown. Or the pay-per-view stages. You have 1 week to vote on this. Also, another thing we do want to plug, We Are Wrestling Podcast, episode 200. Zach Gowen will be joining us live on Wednesday, March 18th. This is our biggest guest to date, former WWE superstar, first ever WWE superstar with one leg. He is going to be here on the We Are Wrestling Podcast live for episode 200 with all of us. And of course, Royal Rumble Watch Along will be happening Saturday, January 31st. And the Getting Put Over segment, guys, go vote for next week because you get to pick an Attitude Era guy that we put over. Votes will stop on Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tomorrow, I'll be live over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel for TNA Wrestling on AMC. Danny will also be live on his channel as well. But to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, if you guys enjoyed this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcast, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you want more awesome professional wrestling content, and if you're listening to this pod, wherever you get your podcast, leave us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download this episode and all the other episodes. Go follow We Are Wrestling over on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Twitter for additional content, clips, all that good stuff. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube channel where you get the best professional wrestling content. Live episodes of the We Are Wrestling podcast every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get live watch-alongs for all the WWE PLEs, AEW pay-per-views, and specials like tomorrow, TNA, wrestling, first show on AMC. We recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Links down in the description box below. You can go follow We Are Wrestling over on these social medias. You can go follow myself over on my toy page, Best One Donnie. I've been posting pretty close to daily content over there, doing a bunch of toy hunts, doing a bunch of toy reviews. Got so much stuff to still unbox in my studio. So if you want to go check all that out, links down below. Danny Huckins, you get additional wrestling live watch-alongs over on his YouTube channel, Danny Huckins PW. Monday Night Raw, NXT, TNA could be replacing AEW, and Friday Night SmackDown, and of course, all the WWE PLEs and AEW pay-per-views and big pay-per-views and stuff.
I'll also be live on Saturday for TNA Genesis.
And he'll be live on there, and you're not getting that here on We Are Wrestling. So go subscribe to Danny's channel. The links are down below, and Twitter. He's trying to get up on there. And also go support his new hobby with AI pictures, because he can make a picture with Slim Shady, which
that looks so real, man.
That's so real.
So jealous.
You got to fucking meet him. Damn. Go support Danny down below. Dan Eddy. He will be on Twitch hopefully this year. You better be this year.
I will be.
And if you guys, Dan
2033.
Take this away with Instagram, with his Instagram.
Yeah, you can follow him on Instagram, but if he doesn't like you, he might not accept you. So I mean, it depends on his mood, depends on.
No, Dan, thank you, Donnie, for putting me back. Danny, we're friends on Instagram. We've been following each other since I joined the podcast. You have yet to look at any one of my messages.
Oh!
So, I just want to point that out. I send you reels. I send Donnie reels. Donnie looks at them.
I don't usually
posts them.
Bro, I have almost 4,000 followers, man. I tend not to check my DMs.
Hold on a minute. Wait. Let me stop you here, guys.
Just saying.
Dan Eddy, I'm gonna tell you this funny story real quick. And
oh boy.
we're actually doing really good on time here, so I could share this.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. Yeah.
I know, I am too. But Danny Huckins was my neighbor for how many years would you say?
Oh God, man!
Like 15,
probably since like 2004 till
so like maybe
2015, maybe.
So like about like 10 to 15 years, you were like my neighbor, right?
We used to backyard wrestle, and I kicked I super kicked you, and your tooth came out, and your parents were mad at me.
Yep. But here's the fucked up thing, guys. I followed Danny Huckins on his social medias, Instagram. I was friends with him on Facebook, Twitter. I was subscribed to his YouTube channel. But Danny Huckins is so valuable in the social media world that he only has to follow 20 people, and he gets 4,000 followers. And guess what? I was his fucking neighbor. He freaking broke my tooth. The least he could have done is follow me on freaking Instagram, but he chose not to.
Hey, I started following you when I started doing the podcast with you, man. So
yeah, I know.
For a couple years.
Yeah, which is fucked up because
and like you're making it seem that like we, the entire 15 years like we were fucking like friends or whatever. Like there was probably a span of maybe 11 years to where we never fucking said a word to each other. So
yeah, but still, I followed you at times, and then you would never follow me back. Hurt my feelings, Danny. You were too valuable in the YouTube space when we could have been collabing years ago. The Mega Powers could have reunited years ago, but you chose not to. But hey, everything's meant to be though. Like we're following each other now. You're here on the pod and all that good stuff. But yeah, no, Dan Eddy, Danny Huckins is too valuable to talk to you on.
I just don't check my DMs.
I guess. I mean, 4,000 followers. I feel like I'm not
4,000 followers. How many people are you following, Danny? I'm going right now to look. How many people are you following?
Like 46.
46 people out of 4. He doesn't even have 4,000. You got 3,470.
I said I'm
He's
close
following
to
48.
4,000.
3,470 followers, and he's only following 48.
That is just so, you're so.
What's wrong with that?
What about the Danny acts? What about the Danny acts? You need to be following more of them, I think. What, you don't want to get messages from Alex Johnson about Liv Morgan in your DMs?
Alex messages me, but he has to fucking like during my streams. He's like, "Hey, I sent you a DM. Check it out." And if I have a minute, I'm like, "Okay." And it usually has to do with something about Liv Morgan.
So, guys, the lesson here is don't try to send Danny DMs because he will not answer you. But go follow all.
I don't check DMs, bro. I don't. I'm telling you honest.
In the description
I'll
box.
show you my DMs right now.
I don't think we want to see your
people
DMs.
to pay. Unless you want people
I don't
to pay.
want to see your DMs either.
Well, all our links are down in the description box below. If Dan Eddy wants to follow you, he will accept you. Danny, on the other hand, will not follow you back if you follow him. But
of course, I did send a DM the other day.
And I'm the bad guy. And I'm the bad guy here.
Who's worse, Dan Eddy having to accept people or Danny Huckins not following you back? We'll let you guys decide.
Dan Eddy's on a public platform, though. He should have at least one social media that's public.
It is. He has X. He talks about Packer football on there. I follow him, but he doesn't follow me back.
He's not following me on X. See, it's the same fucking shit.
Hey, he doesn't follow me back.
I haven't been on X in a while. I've been on X for like months. So
well, you better log in and follow me by next week, because if not, you're in trouble. I'm your boss, damn it.
You won't get none of the fucking.
Okay, all our links are down into the. Okay, all our links are down in the description box below. Why are we talking about social media longer than our fucking topics? Right?
Hey, we're not.
I don't know.
All our links are.
It's not like we're gonna bypass fucking AEW Dynamite. We're not going over. We're not Tony Khan. We're not gonna have a fucking 20-minute overrun. Okay.
All right. Well, with that being said, we are take it over. We'll see you guys next Wednesday with a brand new episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcast live, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take it easy, guys.